Oh man, it was really good though. Family tree it was really good. I know it's a late Friday night right about now, but I said to myself, let me just say hello to the family. I haven't seen you guys in a hot minute, so let me know, baby. Let me know what is everybody up to. And we're gonna do a show. We're gonna do a show, okay? I actually want to do a show, and I actually want to bring people on to the show as well. So if you're available, I beg, yeah, check the description box soon, okay? Because we're definitely gonna be dropping the link in the side description box to get a show going on. Yeah. Also, please, I know it's Friday. We don't usually do a show Friday, and it's kind of late as well. So I would love for you guys, yeah, to just hit the like button. Yeah, hit the like button. Furthermore, let me actually do this from now and get everybody involved. Just get everybody into the mix because I know you guys be like, yo, I want a live stream, I want a hangouts, and I'm just not giving it to you guys. So let me just give it to you guys right now. Let's get the numbers up, actually. Let's get the numbers up. I know it's Friday night and that, but let's get it. Let's get it. So let me drop you guys. So if you go into the description box, it should be there literally now. Okay, literally now. Let me just make sure I share my screen with you guys so you lot can see where you need to go. Hi there. So right down here, if it's actually sharing, go there, hit the no, not the GoFundMe. Where's the description? What's going on? Okay, maybe I was guessing. Maybe I was guessing. I'm just trying to get you guys to donate. No, look, it's actually there. Look, it is there. It's right there. I can see it right now. So why is it not on there? Okay, let's try to do this. Maybe it's changed a little bit. Save. And hopefully it will be there now. Let's see. Yes, it is there. So right at the bottom, you can see it right down here. The Hangouts link is available. So just go on there and join in with the community. Yeah. So far, we have got Miss Eclectic in the building. What's good? If you're available, just unmute your mic. Or maybe not. Okay, everybody's here saying, who's this? Tanhu Akbar. Tan Akbar, yeah, go Tan go. So yeah, Tan the man. So I can't wait to get some more information with what's going on with Tan's case. I was hoping that Tommy Robinson would have dropped something so we can see what's happening with Tan, but unfortunately we haven't got any further information as of yet. But as soon as we do, yeah, I'm definitely going to keep you guys updated. You already know my style. You already know my style. My style is this. Anytime, let me see. Yeah, my style is this. I like having. Jeez, everybody's just joining in right now. I like having, real sources and citations, and that we can go into before we actually tackle a topic. Okay, so yeah, Tan is definitely in France. I'm not too sure if it's Paris, but Tan is definitely in France right now. And earlier on this morning, Tommy Robinson did a promo video with him, was filming a promo video. Hopefully there is another video, a video where they're actually going in and talking about why he isn't allowed back into the UK. Because I would love to find out. I'd love to know what's going on. So a few people saying, yeah, Tan is in Paris. Okay. Yeah. Okay, Tan went for fries. He's recharging batteries. Yeah. So he's in Paris, everybody. He's in Paris. All right. So what's really good though, family tree? I see everybody's here with me right now. Talk to me, family. Talk to me. Buddha Bing. I see you.
Yes, Kalam, how you doing, brother?
I'm all right. Not too bad. Hay fever is just tackling my nose right now, but I'm still going to stand strong.
I hear that, brother. Okay, so the racism thing you want to do today, that's going to be very interesting. There's certain psychologists that have been studying for years or following for years. I'm sure you're probably familiar with the lady as well. Her name escapes me, but she done an experiment with blue-eyed kids and brown-eyed kids. This would be an interesting show. Anyway, this should be an interesting show.
Definitely. Yeah. I know the lady you're talking about. Her name actually does escape me as well.
Jane Elliott.
That's the one. Jane Elliott. Whoever said that, was that Mad? Yeah. Thank you. Yes. So who else we got here? We've got Christian in the mix as well. What's good, family?
Yo, what's happening, brother Kalam?
Good, good, good.
What's
Talk
happening,
to
buddy?
me.
You good, yeah?
What's going on?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, everyone in the panel. Good evening.
The Hangouts
Yeah, man.
crew.
Yeah, man. Everything's cool,
Lorenzo.
man. What's this about racism?
I might just touch on it real quickly. So I'm going to touch on racism for a hot second, and then afterwards it's going to be like a debate discussion where you guys can just open up and discuss and debate whatever we're going to discuss in debate. You know how it goes.
All right, brother. Yeah, you
Right.
look a bit high still. What, 420 thing, yeah?
We need to discuss that because
Hay fever,
I'm
yeah?
not familiar with what's happened. What's happened? So later on in the show, someone can bring me up to speed if possible.
Okay. So yeah, who else is here? We got Mad and Miss Eclectic. So anybody else, Mad or Miss Eclectic, want to speak, or Lorenzo?
Yeah, I'll jump in. Yeah, what's going on, Kalam? What's going on, everyone in the panel? What's happening? Yeah, I'm looking forward to this topic. Racism, obviously, we're going to touch on it for a bit and then freestyle afterwards. But yeah, there's a lot of obviously racism all over the world for people of our, skin tone, and unfortunately, it's happening. I think it's happening for a good reason. So yeah, it'd be interesting to talk about it with people on the panel and just get my opinions out there. Wicked.
All right, perfect. Anybody else? Anybody else in the mix? No. All right, cool. So yeah, yesterday I heard of, yesterday I was supposed to do a show, didn't allow me, forgive me. And I know a few of you guys were actually asking questions based upon, you may have seen, actually, let me see, can I do this? Can I do this? Can I do this? Yeah, so the other day I did a show based upon the Sunni Defense Team. Okay, I've done a show on the Sunni Defense Team talking about racism, and going into the Shia hadiths and so forth and so forth and so forth. So I did a nice video there, based upon them doing a video, putting my pictures and all them things there going in and so forth. So we did a nice little back and forth. And then after that, I actually went on to one of their shows, and we discussed a certain topic itself to do with racism inside of the Shia hadiths. Is it there? Is it present? Is it not? What does it mean? Etc. 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 And that was very interesting. I enjoyed myself. I enjoyed myself on there, and I'm gonna actually, if I don't get the chance to, I actually do want to salute them and actually say, respect to you guys. You lot held it down. It was a very difficult task, especially the moderator. So let me just make sure that's there on air right now. Especially the moderator, I respect you. You held it down. You kept control as much as you possibly could keep control. And the Sunni Defense Team definitely did put in some work with their research. And of course, anybody going against me, can I speak with some ego right now just to catch some jokes? Yeah, let me do it. So anybody going against me, yeah, that's a challenging task right there. And you lot definitely, held your own and was able to put up some form of defense. So salute to you guys for, putting up a defense, of course. But I always see me, I'm like a psychologist. I always like to study individuals and see where people are coming from and just learn from them. I can learn just simply from your silence at times. And I was learning from, some individuals in there had racial prejudices. We all have racial prejudices. Don't ever get that twisted. I've already spoke about racism before. We're in a system that every single one of us, okay, has racial prejudices. Okay, we all have racial prejudices. Don't ever get it twisted. Like, no, I'm not racist. No, you are racist. Okay, every single one of us is racist. So let's just put that out of the park. Okay, the difference between a true person who says that they're not racist and a person who is racist but don't understand that they're racist is that the person who knows that they're not racist, okay, is because they've studied racism. They've studied supremacy ideologies and so forth, and then they have actually overcome their socialization. We've all been socialized into a supremacist ideology. We can have a white supremacist ideology. We can have an Arab supremacist ideology. We can even have a black supremacist ideology as well. Depending where we are, it's just the nature of things. We always like to think that our own grouping is better than everybody else. Our own team is better than everyone else. Like, I know I was growing up, I never really watched football, but I was an Arsenal fan still, And I had my little supremacy ideology with that. Like, my team is the best. You lot can't tell me nothing. And then somebody will come to me and say, no, fam, you know about Millwall, G. And then we have the big discussions and debates and so forth. So we all have it. Like, let's not front to say that we're all haven't been brought up and socialized in some form of prejudice and racism. It's just the facts. But hopefully through growing up in the West, you know, we've been educated. Some of us may have gone to college or school or higher education, and we were forced to really analyze ourselves and forced to really, you know, push our comfort zones to understand that we are suffering from it. And so, yeah, that's just my little, you know, underlying words right there. But at the same time, I'm just going to quickly jump into a few things. Just you know, I spotted some prejudices, that I realized is just prevalent within inside of the Arab speaking world, and I just want to just highlight those real quickly, real quickly. Should I do that? Am I going to do that? Yeah, let me quickly do that. Actually, so let me share a little quick video with you guys. And then afterwards we'll have a nice little discussion. So right here, hopefully you guys can see it.
Isn't it interesting, brothers and sisters? Abbas, Ali, everybody's watching. Isn't it interesting that in the most authentic Shia hadith, the most authentic book, and the way the scholars understood it, no quotes whatsoever should be married, and they're demons. And then one must believe that. We will get maybe to the quotes for another and how racist she is. Okay,
so I'm gonna just show you some certain things right here. Just highlight that I noticed, and I just wanted to highlight it real quickly.
This against that. But as for the blacks, isn't it interesting that the hadith makes it clear? Do not marry any of these suits, any of these black people, except the Nubians. And the Nubians are a people who are a people from the Nile, who are very similar to Habasha, Ethiopian, and other East African people who have Caucasian features, i.e. are not typically what we today understand as typically black with Bantu features.
You know, Hassan.
And sorry, just one more thing. And now guess how many of the imams, because they go around, I saw in the comment sections, racist when our imams, alayhum as-salam, when our imams, alayhum as-salam, many of our imams marry black people. Yeah, miskin, you don't know your own religion. You don't know your own religion. You just pick up and, let alone this Kemet guy who just parrots what they feed him. First of all, not all, let alone many of the imams had black mothers. 2 at best. Some say 3, but it's 2. Ar-Rida is said to have a Nubian, you see, not a Bantu, not the original people of Zanj. Remember, the Imam said, do not marry any from them. Only marry Nubians. And Nubians are Southern Egyptians and Northern Sudanese. They are these more light-skinned and with European features. So the Imams didn't like the so-called proper black features, what some may say. I'm not saying that, but you can tell the racism in the narration. Why? Because the Imams made an exception for a black-skinned people who very much look similar to Arabs and are slightly lighter skinned, like the Nubians, who look like the Habasha and or similar to the Habasha and to the Somali people and so on. So only 2 of the Imams.
Okay, so that's one thing I just wanted to just highlight. I'm actually going to highlight 2 things that you know, people may not. I'm just going to highlight them real quickly just to show you guys certain things that, you know, people have this internal prejudice, but don't even understand that they actually do have an internal prejudice. Actually, let me just quickly check if anybody does it. I don't know if anybody knows the context of what I'm actually playing right now. Let me see. Does anybody understand what I've just played? Anybody? Nope, nobody don't understand what I've just played. I'm just playing stuff for the sake of playing stuff. Let me actually check the comment section. Who actually gets what I've just played there? Let's just see. Yeah, European features. Yeah. You clocked it, right? You clocked it. But it's actually deeper than just that. It's actually deeper than that, you know, because clearly we all know about the Nubians, the ancient Nubians and so forth. We all know about them, all right? We all know about them. But my brother. Okay, let me actually send you the link privately. Give me 1 second, family. Give me 1 second. Buddha, I beg you, just filibuster for me.
Sorry, having a few problems with my thing there, Callum. Yeah, I did get what this gentleman was trying to allege. The difference between black people. Black is black, not black this one and black that one. So that's what I picked up from it.
Yeah. So there's a whole heap of racism that I will actually make you guys clock into in a hot second. But just realize, he's talking about, race, and, the only reason why is because they're, they're lighter skinned, or they're of Caucasian features, and so forth and so forth. I'm just highlighting the prejudices that most people will go past most people's heads. Okay. But I will revisit it again to show you what I mean about prejudices that we have, that we don't even understand that we have. Let me quickly just do one more. Let's do this one. Who likes this one? This one. 144 roughly. Okay. All right, 144. Share screen. And I'm actually, let me quickly tell you guys, I actually do recommend you guys to go and watch this video. This was actually a good video. I do recommend you guys to go there. All right, let me play something for you guys.
At one point, yeah? Kalam, you just repeated they can't be racist. I just quoted to you from Sahih Muslim or Bukhari that Ammar bin Yasir Abu Dhar al-Ghafari was slandered with the term, you son of a black woman. And the Prophet ﷺ witnessed that, and he condemned it and said, you have jahiliyyah in yourself. Any traits of jahiliyyah, of times of ignorance, i.e. racism. So if...
No, that's your inference that is to do with racism. It's your
inference, bro.
It's an inference.
So what is it?
Okay.
So what is it? So he called him, you son of a black woman.
Okay. Okay. So again, it's your inference that's racist. You actually gave. Hold on. Can I finish?
Is it not? What is it? Someone, you son of a black woman. If I call you a son of a black woman, would it be the inference from someone else that this is racism? It's always racism. You son of a black woman. If somebody says this.
Yeah. Can I finish? Okay. So again, it's based upon your modern interpretation rather than what is the context within inside of the society at the time. What does it actually mean? And quite clearly, you realize that there is actually differences. It could literally mean
that Arabs are black and can't be racist to other black people. So why do they use a racial term, son of a black woman?
You realize you're not allowing me to finish. This is like classic speaker's corner. When somebody doesn't want you to get the point across, they continue to talk over and over and over you. All right, give me the respect as I give you the respect. So again, the second opinion or the second interpretation of this is to say that he was a son of a slave. It had nothing to do with actual, color or race or anything like that. It's just to point out that you're a son of a slave in terms of hierarchy. Okay. In the context of the society, there is different levels, okay, of you being a Maula or you being an Walid and so forth and so forth. There is a different categorization. So it was pointing out to the fact that you are of a lesser status than me rather than it being a racial categorization.
Okay, let me say, Hassan, can you let me ask him a question? Because my
Okay, so let me just get back. I know a lot of this is gonna just miss a lot of people because it's really, how can I put it? It's very niche. Everything that I'm actually discussing right here is so niche that I know a lot of my audience members is just going to be lost by it. But this is something that I feel is relevant because we normally talk about the black and white, racism or racial prejudices or racism or, white supremacy and so forth. We only just talk about it from that paradigm. We just focus on that, but we never really jump into the Arab supremacy or the pale Arab supremacy, should I rightly call it, and those types of ways there. So hopefully I can actually just bring it up and you guys can kind of get familiarized with it. Hold on. Let's see. We've got some new people who just jumped in. Nope. Ziriab, you've left. Where you at, brother? Where you at? So I don't know. Did anybody clock what was going on there? Did anybody clock what was going on?
Well, do you know what, Kalam? It's the same old. being dark or black is equated with being negative, and lighter is equated with being positive. From what I heard of that video, this gentleman seems to think being called the son of a black mother as negative. But why is it negative? Because the mother's black. So if I said son of a white mother, would that be positive? It's the same old all over the place, and I'm very surprised to hear that, to be honest with you.
There you go. There you go. So, this is one of those things there that, people don't like. It's all throughout, like literally all throughout, the Arab world or the Muslim world as well. They will always bring up, there's like one hadith, basically where this guy called Abu Dhar said to either Bilal, I believe it was Bilal anyway, that, he was reviling him, he got angered by him, and he said, yeah, you son of a black woman. And most people interpreted it, or most Muslims of this modern day Muslim world interprets it as being racism. Is it being racism? And not because it is racist. It's not actually racist, okay? Because most people don't understand the social context or the hermeneutics of the text itself. They don't understand that. They just view it from their lens of today, or their own prejudices or their own assumptions and their own values and their own beliefs. So they just automatically think that calling somebody a son of a black woman, they associate blackness with being terrible, with being bad, with being negative, with being, all the disparaging words in the dictionary. They imagine it to be as such. So when somebody says that, they're saying, that's them being racist. And I'm like, yeah, I see you. I see you, family. I see you. You're putting on your racist lens, and you're trying to superimpose racism where racism truly doesn't even exist itself. And I know that's going to be it's going to be like weird to most people who's tuned in right now who are Muslims. Okay, it's going to be mad weird for that. And I'm going to say, listen, okay, you've got another black man. Yeah, you've got one black man calling another black man a son of a black woman, and you think it's racist. And I'm like, but in their minds, because when they hear an Arab, when people usually hear the term Arab and Arab is speaking, they automatically think or believe that that person is now pale skinned. Okay, it's a pale skinned person who's speaking. It's their own racial prejudices. You dig what I'm saying? So if I say, Arab, the first thing that comes into your mind is, people in Saudi Arabia today. We all do it, right? Am I correct in saying that?
Yep.
Yeah, we all think that. That's the first thing that comes into our heads. You got those guys wearing white with a red tea towel looking thing on their heads and so forth. Like we automatically think of a terrorist or whatever those, or terrorist or somebody who's about to hijack something, somebody who's about to blow up something, whatever the case is. This is our own prejudices based upon the media, based upon our surroundings, based upon literature, based upon games that we're playing, whatever the case is. That's just feeding into our psyche, and that's why I don't blame people most of the time. I realize that they are ignorant. So when people are ignorant, it's not to actually scold them or tell them off. It's to nurture them and take your time with them, and then just try to, come on, baby. Let me just get you up a bit. Let me just educate you and just be soft with you. So that's what I'm going to actually do. I'm actually going to be soft with people and re-educate everybody. So, certain things, when it pops into their minds, they don't automatically have a negative association with it. So real quickly, let me quickly do this. Actually, I would like to show you guys where I'm coming from in terms of sources. It's always good. So you got a guy basically called Abu Dhar saying to Bilal, "Oh, son of a black woman." Let's quickly do that. Oh, son of a black woman. There we go. So Abu Dhar and Bilal had a dispute, but in a moment of anger, Abu Dhar said, "Oh, son of a black woman." So Bilal complained to the Prophet, who said, "Oh, Abu Dhar, did you slander his mother? You are a man in whom there is still some jahiliyyah, ignorance." Abu Dhar began to cry profusely and asked the Prophet to ask for forgiveness for him. Abu Dhar left the mosque with tears streaming from his eyes and went to Bilal. When he saw Bilal, he placed his cheek on the ground and said, "I will not get up until you place your foot over my face. You are the noble and I am the lowly." Okay, you are the noble and I am the lowly. Bilal began to cry. He approached Abu Dhar, stood him up, and kissed him on that very cheek. Then he hugged each other and cried together. Okay, so this is supposedly what happened in the story. On here, parts of this is actually in Bukhari, and the other parts I'm actually not too sure where it is. But there is two people, Abu Dhar and Bilal, and this story here is going on. And usually people assume it's to do with racism. Okay. And I'm going to tell you, it's nothing to do with racism. It's actually to do with the social construct and how people are regarded with inside of a society. But I'm going to show you why it has nothing to do with racism. And this is usually, we argue this point for ages and it just falls on deaf ears because people don't understand that, you need to belong to another racial grouping or classification to be considered racist. Okay, but let me just quickly show you something. So this person here is Abu Dhar. He's literally the fifth person to actually embrace Islam. Okay, and then this is in Tabri. If you go to Tabri, volume 39 and page 69, you can find all of this information. Now, I don't know if any of you guys can actually read this, but I would love for somebody just to quickly read this out for me. I'm going to point to where to read to. So I know my brother Buddha Bing, you've got one of the best voices. So from Abu Buraida, so from roughly about here.
Unfortunately, I apologize. I can't do that because my tablet is playing up and I cannot see anything. Literally, I can barely make out people in here. So unfortunately, I can't do it on this occasion.
Snap. Okay, let me get Ziryab. Ziryab, you there? Ziryab. All right, you're not speaking. All right, let's get my brother Christian to come in and jump in on this then. Christian, you available?
Hello.
Yeah? Okay.
What's happening, brother?
If I can get you just to quickly read, quickly read from Abu Buraida, from right here. I just highlighted it.
When Abu Musa al-Ash'ari arrived in Al-Kufa, he met Abu Dhar and started seeking his company. Al-Ash'ari was a short, slender man, whereas Abu Dhar was black and hairy.
That's it.
Al-Ash'ari, okay.
That's it. So that's one of the descriptions of Abu Dhar. He was a black and hairy individual. Okay. We can go to other places where he's considered to be a dark brown tone, or he's either also a dark brown tone individual. Okay, so we see that this individual is a black man. He's actually a black man. So why would he be calling another? Why would he be racist? Why would he be trying to be racist? Or how can he possibly be racist to somebody of his own racial group? It just doesn't make any sense. Okay, sometimes we have to put aside our racial prejudices and start to utilize a bit of logic and reasoning when we're reading texts. We have to understand it's us that's superimposing, okay, into a text we've just read now. Look, Abu Dhar said, "You son of a black woman." This is to do with racism.
Could I add something, Kalam?
Yep, go ahead.
It's also worth noting that Abu Dhar, he was one of the first people to embrace Islam. So, he's one of the people who one of the first who suffered with the Prophet. And if it says that the Prophet said, you still have jahiliyyah, meaning ignorance within your heart, this implies that he was being racist. But as you have noted previously, he was also brownish or black and had curly hair, so he was almost also black. So if it's true that he said that, which it doesn't make sense.
It says that he was black, not almost also. It says that he was black.
Yeah. So he was black according to the text. So he can't be racist, first of all, and you gotta also remember that Abu Dhar was one of the companions of Imam Ali. So he was also exiled to the Rabada desert, and Sahih Bukhari and all these were written later on during eras where there was a lot of anti-Alid atmosphere. So you know the if you think of it from a logical point of view, the best thing to do to destroy the Alids and all that is just to start attacking the companions of Ali. And Abu Dara, he was the fourth or fifth person converting to Islam, and then you just slap him with a bit of racism here and there. That's the best way to destroy his image. So we shouldn't like take anything at like face value, right?
No, wrong. I'm saying to you is that is a good way to do some like mental gymnastics. But it's not being honest. If you're going to actually, you can do that to every single text that you encounter is doing mental gymnastics. And that's not the best way to go about it. We take it for face value that he called him a son of a black woman. Again, you're reading into the text racism when there is no racism. Okay. You're reading into
Then why would you call him that?
There you go. There you go. Now, that's the key question. Why would he call him son of a black woman? And does it have anything to do with racism? The answer is no. Okay. It is actually to do with your social standing within inside of a community. Okay. It's to do with your social, I'm going to repeat, it's to do with your social standing within inside of a community. It's alerting the people to know that you are actually a son of somebody who is outside of the social hierarchy, i.e. a black woman. Okay. It has got nothing to do with actual racism. It's just to say that you are outside of the social standing. And that is what it's talking about. Hence, it says, you are the noble and I am the lowly. Okay, this is not to do with racism, but it's to do with status within inside of a society. And I will further just pull that up so you guys can understand in a hot second. I actually wanted to read from a book to bring it up, to actually show it to you guys, but I actually lost the page. So give me one hot minute. If somebody wanted to quickly take over, and I'm going to bring it up for you guys.
Yeah, so how I would interpret that is like this. So you're highlighting the prominence of that person's mother. You're not disrespecting the person. You're just highlighting the prominence. So, for instance, if I could give a scenario, if I saw Kalam berating his wife or girlfriend or whatever, I may go up to him and say, "Yo, Kalam, you're the son of a black woman, Remember that." Am I being racially abusive towards Kalam? No, I'm just pointing out a certain thing culturally or socially. It can be, you can't just look at one thing and say racial straight away.
Do you know what I'm thinking, brother? Yeah, I'm thinking that, and this might be a bit, far fetched or whatever. I'm thinking this might be a translation problem, because obviously, like, it potentially was translated from ancient Sumeric, is it? Sumeric? I don't know how to pronounce that word, but it was translated from Sumeric or Aramaic. And
that may be the case.
And sometimes, that may be the case. If you go back into the text and you study it, the words aren't exactly what they are sometimes in the Quran. And there's a lot of people challenging some of these issues. So maybe it is just that. You know what I'm saying?
That may be the case. However, it still brings up an important point. Whether it's a mistake or not in translation, it still highlights a racial connotation. Do you get what I'm saying?
But my point is that it might have gone from something that was more classist to racial with a bad translation. Do you understand?
Well, to be honest with you, I think it's a case of interpretation. It's how you perceive racism. If you call me, "Yo, black guy, what's happening?" would I take that as a racial dig, or would I take that it's a compliment? It's how one perceives it. I'll give you an example. So back in the day when I did used to go to Speaker's Corner, the Nation of Islam was there, and Muhammad was giving a speech. And one of the gentlemen in the crowd was going, "Go black man, say it black man, preach it black man." And I'm like, what the hell? Why is this guy saying? Why is he just not saying preach or just why does he have to mention that black man? In actual fact, what he was doing was giving him a praise. It was he was denoting I won't say adornment on him, but he was highlighting that this is a black empowerment. Yeah, so he's empowering this black gentleman to speak better. Do you understand? And that always stuck with me. So it's a thing about interpretation. I would suggest.
No, I agree. Especially as well, we're obviously using modern interpretation to interpret something that was, obviously not modern. So I suppose we have to have the right understanding of the way though these terms were used back in the days, you know what I'm trying to say, of those times. So that's also a
But
point
again, social thing as well. Let me give you an example. Right, I've been privileged enough to do a bit of traveling in my lifetime. Okay, these social constructs and prejudices exist in most cultures. For instance, if you go to China, you'll see that they use the parasol in the sun. A lot of people are like, why would they use umbrellas in sun? It's because they want to keep their skin light. If they get their skin darker, it has a social implication. Most dark Chinese people are deemed as poor because they're in the field picking rice. They do manual labor. The sun beat down on them. That's why they get dark skin. Do you understand? So there's a social construct there. It's not so much a racial thing because the person in the field is as Chinese as the person with the parasol. Do you understand? So even in the caste system in India, you'll find that the majority of the Brahmins at the top of the caste are light skin, and at the bottom of this caste, it's dark skin. So these things exist in many different cultures. It's not just a white and black thing. The white and black thing has a lot of subtext to it. There's a lot of history and politics in between. So I think a lot of people need to take these. Like I'm saying, you know what Kalam was saying earlier, everyone's racist. You know, I disagree with that. I personally am racist. Yeah, I'm not racist at all. Reason being, I've known about racism, I've watched racism, studied racism long enough to know when whatever I'm thinking is racist, and I cannot be racist. It's against everything I believe to be racist. Do you understand? So even if it's a case of sharing out sweets to people or to kids or whatever, anything, giving drinks or whatever, there is no let me give the black person first or let me give the white person.
So you don't have like a base instinct to go like give more to the black people first. That's not like your base instinct.
Not in the slightest. Not in the slightest. Do you know what? A monk told me once, right? He gave me this proverb, right? He goes, look, there's a fire inside a house, yeah? There's a person who's able-bodied, well-dressed, he's a very nice person. And there's a junkie or alcoholic who's lying on the floor with a needle in his arm, right? You can only take one person out. Which one do you take out?
Probably not the junkie.
Probably not the junkie.
Yeah.
Okay. Right. The monk goes to me, you take the junkie out because he needs my help the most. The guy who's got the suit and all the rest of it, he can help himself.
That's a good point. That's a good point. The only reason why I wouldn't take the junkie out is just because I just imagine he would stick me with a needle, but you know what I mean? I don't know. That's just my, that's just my personal, you know what I mean, issues. So
I use logic along those lines throughout my life and everything I do and everything. I don't have no preferences to anyone. But I think Kalam's back. Are you back?
Yeah, I'm back. I was gonna go through the book, but I want to speed things up since we're taking too long on one topic. So so just wanted to quickly do this then instead, okay? Because a lot of times I said we're hang up on based upon our own assumptions that we're, because somebody says this, it means that. No, it actually doesn't. And let me just quickly show you guys why. Okay, so if we actually go into, this is actually taken from the Lane's Lexicon and the TA. From the Lane's Lexicon. And we basically see that when you're utilizing the appellation son of a black woman or son of whatever the case is, it is indicating to other people that you are coming from a social status which was a lower social status, i.e. you're coming from slavery or a freed slave or emancipated slave. So when Bilal was being called the son of a black woman, it wasn't a case of him being racially abused. No, it was to do with social class system. And I'm just going to quickly show you this over here. Right here, I'm just going to read this out. So right over here, this is, many of you guys may have seen me talk about the blacks and the reds and so forth. The blacks represent, the black races, including the Arabs at the time, and the red races include the Turks, the Romans, the Greeks, the Persians, the Khorazanis, and so forth. This was their the Arabs' racial, I want to say racial, as in apostrophes, racial categorization is more of their own categorizations of people. They categorize people either as being blacks or as being reds. They may have been later formulations, but those were the two classifications that they definitely spoke about. Okay, so over here we have the term here, which is like the son of a red woman right here. Okay, you have the word abana, and then you have al-hamra right here, which literally means the son of a red woman. Okay, and that son of a red woman literally is an appellation applied to an emancipated slaves, and meaning son of the female slave is an appellation used in reviling and blaming someone. Okay, so if you want to use it, and this is to do with the reds, it's not even to do with blacks right now, it's been used to revile people, okay, to say that you are of a lesser social status, i.e. you're coming from slavery. Then over here, we have another one, okay, which is a son of a black woman yet again. Okay, and it's letting you know you are a freedman or an emancipated slave. That is the connotation. So when Abu Dhar was calling him, sorry, let me actually make you see it in the Arabic as well. So when when Abu Dhar was calling him a son of a black woman, okay, he's literally saying that you are a son, you are basically a freedman or an emancipated slave. That's what he's actually drawing reference to. Okay, son of a black woman is letting another person know that you are an emancipated or freed slave. And it's the same thing over here, but it's also used, for both reds and blacks. And it is to be reviling, to say that you are a person that's come from slavery rather than a person who is part of the social system at the time. And that's the problem, that if you don't understand the hermeneutics or the social context of the text, and you see certain things like that, you immediately think racism, but it has nothing to do with racism at all. Does that make sense? Let me know if it makes sense or
absolutely,
if it doesn't.
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, just a quick question. I mean, I don't even know if I got it right, but back in the day, like Victorian times, they used to flip their thumb at you, innit? And obviously, if you did that to someone now on their teeth, they wouldn't know what the hell that means. It wouldn't mean anything. So I suppose this is like a term, the term you're using for this, it's kind of limited to those times. But it's you have to understand the context and really the whole meaning behind it to really break it down. That's kind of what I'm getting from it.
That's right. Because another thing is, because people think, blacks, it's like a negative term. People don't understand that black people or black Arabs at the time were very prideful of their complexion and their color. Let me just quickly do this for you guys as well. So this is kind of where the son of the black woman comes from. But I'm actually going to read to you. This is again in the Lane's lexicon. Okay, so it says over here. So the term here, green color by reason of his clearness, literally. So, okay, al-akhdar. Okay, cool. So basically, somebody over here, okay, is claiming to be black-skinned or brown-skinned, a very dark-skinned complexion. And it says here, it means of pure race, because the complexion of the Arabs are tawny. Okay, tawny means dark brown or dark brown leaning towards black, of genuine Arab race. And as in the sayings of al-Lahabi, al-Fadl ibn Abbas. Okay, so Ibn Abbas is son. Al-Fadl says this, and I am the tawny, who knows me, the tawny of skin or pure of race, of the family that compromises the nobility of the Arabs. Literally, such a one is blackish or black in the back of the neck. Okay, that's going on something else now. So yeah, so quite clearly, themselves, boasted in being black-skinned, having very dark brown skin, being tawny, etc., etc. So, when people think of Arabs, they usually think of a pale, white-skinned individual or pale-skinned person. But the ancient Arabs of the time, this is literally the Prophet's family. Okay, Ibn Abbas, you know, who, you know, that's to do with the Abbasids and so forth. These are the cousins and nephews and so forth of the Prophet. You know, they boasted of their black complexion. There was not a stigma during that time frame towards blackness as such. There was no stigmatization. But of course, people that's reading the text in these days and times, they have their own presumptions and their own stigmas in their head towards black people, where the people at the time never actually had. And they're superimposing their own racist prejudice onto the people, which is not actually there. So I just wanted to bring that up real quickly. Saracen, what are you saying, King?
Yes, good evening, everyone. Good evening to those watching. I'm so glad you brought this whole issue up, because I'm someone that obviously looked into that issue. I look at anthropology, I look at sort of the way
you're cutting out badly.
I believe that's the academic approach to be had here. And I agree with you 100% of what you're saying on this hadith. And I'll tell you, because this isn't about race. This is about the cultural context of how people, Muslims, so let me just turn the time up. Time, if you didn't know who you were at the bottom of the pile, and you know, if you didn't know who both your parents were, that was it. It's like you have no lineage. So Bilal, his mother was, but people didn't know who his father was.
Hold on, real quickly. You're cutting out. You're cutting out very badly. I don't know if you can fix that.
Now?
Yeah, go ahead.
Is that any better?
Slightly, but I can still hear the rustiness.
Hello?
Yep, go ahead.
Now? Oh yeah,
go ahead,
so I was just saying basically it's very, very good what you just said, because I was saying, and I'll make the point again, that at that time, if you didn't know who your father was, you know, that was it. You're at the bottom of the pile. And if you didn't know who your mum and your father was, mother and father, you're really down at the bottom of the pile. And I'll give you an example why this hadith doesn't make sense. Because you have Amr bin As, who was the governor of Egypt.
Facts.
And he was one of the highest ranking noblemen. And his mother was black. So how does it make, but everyone knew his father was, and his father was an Arab. And they're all dark skinned. There were a lot of them were dark skinned and stuff. And you got many, many other Sahaba, Kareem, who they knew who their mothers and their fathers were, and they were probably darker than Bilal. And that wasn't the issue here. But if you didn't know who your father was, that's it. So this was just a way of expressing themselves, you know. And we talked about this before. It's like when the Prophet ﷺ talks about shaitan being in your nose, you know, it talks about one person, you know, Mufti Abu Layth mentioned this in that talk, that one traveler is a shaitan, two is a shaitan, and three. This is religious speak. But yeah, you know, when people quote you hadith, or they quote you things, they don't really look at the social context. And these are what Muslims and non-Muslims do. So I salute you for your academic approach on this one, bro. You know, and I'm glad you're making people think. And this Kalam isn't against Islam, it's just making you think. This is what Titans TV is about.
That's right, baby. Thought-provoking media, baby. All right. So let me just jump into a few other stuff as well. Just to highlight, you know, certain things, because we was having a nice conversation on there. And, you know, this is some of the stuff that was mentioned. I just wanted to quickly, you know, put this to bed.
And you have to go back into the context of what is he saying? Why is he saying it? What is he saying? What is he talking about? Okay, let's just say that the hadith is actually sahih. It is correct. And I'm going to say that it is correct. What is it talking about? He's not actually trying to be racist. Okay, number one. The reason why he's not trying to be racist, because he's part of the same racial grouping, full stop. He married, hold on. He married a Sindhi woman, okay? Which is another black.
So that's not no. Oh, that's good. Good, you mentioned that.
Okay.
You actually made a mistake in your channel. Cindy is not black. Cindy is in India.
Okay, Cindy is not black. Okay, let me actually play it. Let me play it all.
Okay, so is there not black Sins? African. I'm going to say African.
Black.
I'm going to ask you a question. Is there not African Sins?
I'm telling you, Indian Sindhis don't fall into the category of blacks.
But I'm asking you the question: are they African Sins? We can literally type in now African Sins in Pakistan, and you'll find them there.
Okay, I'm talking about something that happened 1,400 years ago.
Okay, so I'm going to ask you again: are sins African? Are sins categorized as being blacks? Yes or no?
I'm telling you, the Sindhis in that report are not categorized as blacks. No.
Okay, they're not categorized as being blacks. Let me actually.
In that report.
Okay, so in that report, they're not being categorized as blacks. I'm just going to quickly do this just so we can fact check and just, get everybody up to speed, because we was in reference. This was actually in reference to do with Ali Abi Talib, him being married to a Sindhi woman who is said to be a black woman. Okay, and they were actually arguing against me to say no, Ali ibn Abi Talib is not actually dark-skinned or brown-skinned. And I said, fam, he actually is, Actually,
well,
is.
I mean, it's pretty rare though. I just searched it up. There's an ethnicity in Pakistan called Sidi or Shidi or Habshi, and they are black Pakistanis from Sindh. That is southern Pakistan. So yeah, there are, but it's rare, man.
That's right. That's right. So I'm just going to quickly go into this real quickly. And then we went in this and we showed, well, I haven't showed it, but if you go into the Tariq al-Khulafa of al-Sayuti and the Ansab al-Ashraf of Baladori, they literally tell you that Ali was Adam Shahid al-Udma, which translates as very, very dark skin, basically, or very tawny complexioned. And if you even go also into al-Baladori and also Ibn Sa'd's Tabakat, you'll also find, and when you look at him, you may see him as Adam, which is another dark. And if you go look closely, you may see him as Asma, i.e. brown, close to being Adam yet again. And then we can go into the Tabari, where it talks about him being of a brown, a man of dark brown complexion, and so forth. Okay, so there's various different places where we can actually go to show you that that he was actually of a dark brown complexion and so forth. But we're talking about the sins, okay, and they were saying that the sins aren't considered to be blacks. And I said, in that video, I was saying to them, let me go into the Surah literature and pull this up for you. So unfortunately, I didn't get the time to show it in the video because, we went sidetracked elsewhere, but I just wanted to show it here for our community members to see. Okay, so this is in the Surah literature. It says here, he said, O kings, ravens, okay, i.e. blacks. Remember, we talked about ravens and crows before with Adnan Rashid's racism, but that's another story. And it says here, have taken possession of our country. Khusra asked, what ravens, Abyssinians or Scythians? Okay, Abyssinians or Scythians? Abyssinians, he replied, and I have come to you for help, and that you may assume and so forth and so forth. So right here, if you go into the Surah literature, literally the very first biography of the Prophet, I think one of the first literatures to do with the Prophet itself.
Wait, Kalam, are you talking about Khusro as in like when the Abyssinians invaded Yemen?
Yeah, correct.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So Khusro was asking, he's, I think this is Dhunas. No, not Dhunas. I can't remember who it was. Please Dhunas, but it might not be Dhunas. Said, yeah, sorry. When Saif ibn Zu Yasan, said, "O king, ravens, i.e. blacks, have taken possession of our country." Khusro then asked, like which type of blacks? What ravens? Which blacks? Is it the Abyssinians or the Scythians? Okay, so I'm just pointing out the very first, literature to do with the Prophet. One of the first literatures that we have to do with the Prophet talks about the Scythians actually being black. That's just one little quick proof I wanted to bring up. Then I actually wanted to bring this up as well, because we was talking about the wife of Ali, Abi Talib, and he says, I saw Muhammad ibn al-Hanafiya, Hanafiya's mother, who was a black woman from Sindh. Okay, She was a black woman from Sindh. She was not descended from the Banu Hanafiya, but was a slave among them, Khalid, and so forth and so forth and so forth. So I'm just pointing out the fact here that he married into blacks, a black woman from Sindh. I'm just pointing out the fact, pointing it out, because a few people would like to say, nah, that's not true. Nah, that's not true. But I'm just wanting to make sure that you guys understand, yes, it is true, okay? Ali ibn Abi Talib was actually a dark brown to black skin, very dark brown skinned individual, and he actually married into, black skinned individuals. So to even put or to imply or to even try to somehow infer he was being racist towards blacks as though he did not want other people to marry blacks, it sounds very silly when you just look at it from a very logical point of view. How can a dark skinned man be racist to other black skinned people? Fair enough, you could be tribalist to black skinned people, or you could be xenophobic to other black skinned people, but to say that you're racist is just impossible, okay? And to say that he says don't marry blacks, but he himself was marrying into black people himself, it just sounds very backwards and redundant. So I just wanted to quickly highlight that. And the other thing that I want to highlight, I'm actually going to highlight, you remember we were talking about the Nubians, yet again, we were talking about the Nubians, and, the brother was making the inference to say that, yes, the only reason why, the Shias were told they're allowed to marry the Nubians is because the Nubians had features that were, Caucasoid in appearances and so forth. Again, okay, I'm gonna really just show the racism or the racial prejudices that people actually have. They're reading the text. The text does not even infer that. The text does not even imply that. But because you have your own racial presumptions that we can see, when we talk about closet racist, like I don't know if somebody, I'm spotting the closet racism inside of individuals. Okay, when I have conversations, I listen to people speak, and I'm like, okay, you're suffering from that disease, you're suffering from that disease, and that disease. I can already spot it inside of you. So I'm going to highlight these things in a hot second, but wait 1 minute. Just wait 1 minute. What are you saying, though, family?
Easy with the medicine, Kalam. He's already weighing a long tail. Allow it, bro.
Oh, my.
Allow it.
Drive, this is the shifa right here. This is the healing. Y'all need the healing, man. Y'all need the healing. So family, we have over 200 people tuned in right now. And 70 odd likes. Like, please, show some love. Let us know that you're here to actually learn and be educated and have dialogues and discussions and all the good stuff. So please just hit the like button as much as you can. All right, and also share the link with everybody else as well. All right, share the link. Hey Kalam, I always thought Adam meant red or to be red coming from the Hebrew. Yeah, from the Hebrew you may get that inference, and that red is a different type of red than what we are used to. Okay, we'll talk about that another time. I'll discuss that with you guys another time. But yeah, guys, just hit the like button. Yeah, you're getting in. I see you guys saying scholar, gang, gang, gang. The scholar squad is in the building. So what was I gonna go into? Yeah, I know what I'm gonna go into. I'm gonna do this. I'm actually gonna do this. Let's see. So I'm actually gonna touch the hadith because earlier on, if you guys saw the video that we did. What I actually did was utilize reasoning. One of my favorite individuals here is Mufti Abu Layth. Yeah, Mufti Abu Layth. He basically makes mention in one of the videos that when it comes to hadiths, even though the sanad or the isnad or the sanad is actually sahih or hasan or whatever the case is, strong, it still has to go through 3 tests. I know Saracen knows the 3 tests, and it says the first test is that it cannot go against reason. The second test, it cannot go against established sources. And the third is it cannot uproot established principles in Islam. Okay. And this is from Ibn Hazm and Ibn Jawzi and other hadith scholars makes mention of these types of tests right there. And if any guys been keeping up with what's been going on, you would see that I've only really touched upon the aql. the reasoning elements, the logic of it alone. I haven't even gone into the text. I haven't even tried to really explain the text away if it can be explained, or the context give you some better understanding. I haven't even gone into the Islamic principles for us to know whether this hadith is sound in terms of its matin, in terms of the text itself. Like, what it's saying, is it sound? Does it make sense? And if it doesn't make sense, even though the isnad is all correct, we should throw it away. And I haven't decided to throw it away, is because I've gone through the 3 principles themselves, the 3 tests, to understand that this hadith should not be thrown away. What should be thrown away is the interpretation of the text. The interpretation of the text. If you remember the video that they made, basically was stating that Ali ibn Abi Talib said that do not marry blacks, because they are ugly creation or distorted creation. That's what he was saying. Okay, and yet again, and that he was just reading the Arabic. He was reading the Arabic and he was giving his own translation to it. And again, for me, I pulled him up on it and I said, that don't make no sense logically, number one, because Ali was obviously a dark-skinned person. So you're trying to, bring forth his racist implication. It's not based upon the text. It's based upon your own racial prejudices and presumptions. I made that clear in the first bit of my video. The second bit of the video, I made clear yet again that you just translated the word al-zanj or zinj into blacks when it doesn't actually state that. The word there, zinj, just literally means one ethnic group within inside of the black populace. Okay, so I was just pointing out the little fallacies that they were dropping inside of the video, and I never really explained what it meant. Does it still hold racial context to it, and all those things there. I never really explained it. And even when I was on the video with them, I never really explained it at all. I just, talking about, it's to do with the mind and so forth. I didn't really go into details at all. But hopefully today, I just want to just touch on it real quickly so you guys can get a better understanding at the same time, because it's, it's not fair if I don't actually, go into it. It's just a cop-out, to be honest. So yeah, let me quickly share my screen. And if you lot don't agree with me, please, I would love to hear what you guys got to say. So it says here, it says here, beware of marrying the Negroes, for they are an ugly creation. Whew. Another translation. Okay, so that's it there. So this is it right here. Okay, in Arabic. Okay. That's it there in Arabic. I'm not even going to read it in Arabic because, of course, my Arabic speaking may not be the best that Arabic is. I know we got the Arabic police that's going to say, Kalam, you messed up on your Arabic here. And I'm going to be like, yeah, I don't claim to be an Arabic speaker, baby, like that. All right. So, of course, this sounds very highly racist. And I wouldn't even be alarmed that other people finds this racist. I would not be alarmed or surprised it's racist. I would argue, okay, there's a famous hadith, it's in the surah itself. I don't know if Saracen knows this, but after there was a war, they said we fought for the revelation, or we fought them in terms of the revelation, and we will also fight them for its interpretation. Does anybody know that hadith? Anybody? Nah, you lot don't know that hadith. All right, cool. So I'm just gonna fight you guys for your interpretations because you lot always trying to make a mad mockery. And again, I'm not gonna fight you guys in terms of anybody else. You lot brought me into this, and I was only fighting the case of Ali ibn Abi Talib, that he was of course not being racist. It just doesn't make logical sense as to say he was being racist, or implying that he was racist, or implying that the Shias attributed racism to him without even showing where or which Shia person fabricated this lie and put it into Ali's mouth. If you can't even show that, and then the isnad is sahih, like, we have to wonder, like, is this really coming from Ali or not? Okay, you clearly said this is the Shia understanding of Ali, or this is the Shia Ali that's making the statement, and I'm going to actually break this down for you guys.
Well, he did say that al-Majlisi authenticated it. Whether it's true or not, he didn't like provide evidence, but he did say that.
Yeah. So you provided evidence that it is Sahih, but you haven't shown, you know, if it's been attributed to Ali, you haven't shown who tried to attribute it to Ali or pass off this fraud. Nobody did. You know, nobody showed that. So, you know, in anybody's mind that's left over, that's watching it, be like, oh, sugar, did Ali actually say that? Did Ali say that?
Yeah, and
You did?
also like just knowing who Ali is, he wouldn't say stuff like that. So already, like, you could, you know, get rid of it.
Yeah. So we're not even going to get rid of it. We're actually going to go in because it's too easy to say, you know what, Ali would never say that. Let's throw it away. It's too easy. Okay. I would rather say, okay, let's just say Ali did say this. What does it mean? Okay. What does it mean? Now, again, we actually have to throw away the English translation. So there is various English translations. One is saying, beware of marrying the Negroes, or sorry, the Zunj, for they are an ugly creation. Okay. I would have to say, nah, for they're an ugly creation? Hell no. That's impossible. That's impossible. That type of talk right there would never come out of Ali's mouth or any black man's mouth here, or any individual here that knows black women. How the hell are you going to say that they're ugly? That's impossible. I'm going to be real with you. Yeah, I've got a little I've got my own prejudices, yeah, and I think black women, yeah, has to be the most beautiful creatures, yeah, to have ever existed in
absolutely
earth, to be honest with you. Yeah, not to put, I'm not putting down any other race. I'm just telling you my preference. Yeah, I love black women, and I can't see how anybody else can say that black women are ugly. It doesn't make no sense. It can only make sense if you have a racial prejudice or a racial bias. Okay, it's impossible. It's impossible. So, another one, it says because they are a distorted creature. So, you know, these are the ones right here. Now, if we were to pass that through the test of logic, which we just did half of it by saying they're ugly creature, they are like black women ugly, that doesn't make no sense already. That's alarm bells ringing. That's alarm bells ringing. Okay, to say a black woman is ugly, that just doesn't make no sense. And then from a prophet, sorry, you know, somebody who is what's the word, a khalif, or somebody who is divinely inspired to a certain extent, how are you going to say that they're, you know, somebody, you're judging a person based upon looks? It doesn't make no sense. Let me see, for those of you guys who know, yeah, how do we judge people? How do we, my Muslims, how do we judge people? What are the two things we judge people by? Muslims, talk to me. Chemists, it's the same principle.
By what they say.
Sorry?
By what they say.
Heart and deeds. Heart and deeds.
That's right. Their hearts and deeds. And the Prophet also said, I have come to perfect what? What have I come to perfect?
Good character.
Good character. That's right. Good character. And then he also talks about taqwa, okay, which is basically having reverence or fear for God, basically. Okay, these are the two things: good manners and good character. And this is the way that you judge people. This is the way that you look into people's hearts and souls. You don't look at them based upon their physical appearances. So from the bat, I already know this doesn't make no sense, you know, based upon your translation, to say ugly and distorted creatures and so forth, you know. And if that is true, the question now lies, yeah, the question now lies, why would you have to be on your guard for somebody who's ugly? Why would you have to be aware or be wary of an ugly person? Does that even make sense? Would that make sense to you? Someone speak to me. Someone speak to
That's
me.
a good point. That's a good point.
Based upon logic, bruv. Like, I'll be real, yeah. Sometimes we're shallow. If I saw an ugly person, why would I want to be marrying them? If I'm not attracted to them, peep game. If I'm not physically attracted to that person, why would I want to be marrying them? Why would I need to be on my guard marrying a ugly woman? I don't have to. I can clearly see that she's not quite, you know, my cup of tea. Them ways there. So again, just by using your akal, by using your intellect, by using your intelligence, yeah, you have to start scrapping away these types of translations. It just doesn't make no sense. Why would you tell anyone to be wary of these things? It doesn't make any sense. Okay. You'll find like other places where it says, beware of tagut. Okay. Because, that can creep up on you. You have other places where it says to like a 60-year-old man, beware of marrying, young women. That makes sense. Why does it make sense? Because they are attractive. Anything that can make you transgress the bounds, yeah, is attractive towards you. You're like, yeah. But when you get it,
Lies.
it can. Sorry?
Lies.
Hello? Lies what?
You change shit.
Okay. And with those individuals, we just have to eject them. Okay. So, anyways, like, it just doesn't make any sense. It just doesn't make any sense. You're only attracted to good things, right? Am I right in saying you're attracted to good things, or what seems to be good? Would I be right in saying that to people?
That's true.
Right. So again, when you're coming with these physical ones, and they're distorted or they're ugly creatures, it just doesn't make sense. When you just utilize, number one, always utilize your mind first and foremost. It just doesn't make no sense. So the second way of actually looking at this text, is that it's saying to do with, there's three ways of looking at it. Looking at it as to do with their intellect. Go ahead. I can't hear you. Go and say that again.
Actually came on the show to try to
I'm missing you. Say that again. Your thing is messed up hard body,
Saracen, we can't hear you clearly, man.
Okay, never mind. I'll just continue then. I'll actually continue. So I'll continue. So we really have to scrap the physicalness to say that this person is distorted or is an ugly creature and so forth. We actually have to go to it and see what it actually means and what sense does it mean. Okay. So usually, okay, if we've now utilized
we've been calling him out and he finally got on the show, but
yeah, I know. Finally got on the show and then he just done nonsense. So again, where was I going? So so the first thing that we usually do when we look at text, is utilize our reason. Okay, I'm going to go through three things with you. The second step that we go is that does it go against the established sources? Okay, and the third one is does it uproot Islamic principles? So we now have to look at the source. Let me actually look at the context of what's going on here. Okay. So it's saying, be on your guard of marrying people of Al-Zinj because of something. Okay. Now, if I said to you, this is actually coming from one of the dictionaries. Fear or beware or be fearful or be on your guard for a certain for the she camel. Would you call me a she camel phobic because I'm saying that? Or do you wait for something? What do you wait for? You wait for the Saracen. You need to fix up that. You know what, Saracen? I beg, phone my phone, so I can have you on here on my phone rather than your thing, because you're just making up too much noise, but we can't hear you. So let me go into this again, okay? So it says, "Fear thou the she camel, for she is in her evil temper on the occasions of her bringing forth." Okay. So we always have to wait. What I'm actually trying to say to you right now, is that just because something says fear the she camel doesn't mean that we're going to be fearing the she camel. Like, it's not saying fear the she camel for no reason. There is always a purpose behind something. And usually you find the purpose based upon the occasion or based upon the circumstance or based upon the event. Why should we fear the she camel? We should fear the she camel when she, on the occasion of her bringing forth, i.e. her giving birth. That is the time frame you should fear the she camel Okay, so this is telling you what to do. Be wary or be fearful of the she-camel. This is telling you the event of when to be fearful of the she-camel, because we don't just walk around being fearful of the she-camel. We are only fearful of the she-camel on the occasions of her giving birth. And the reason why we are fearful of her when she's giving birth is because she has an evil temper. And if somebody has an evil temper, we can infer after that that it may just kick us. It may just do something erratic. It may just hurt us. It may just harm us. There may just be a negative result taking place. That is how we should be reading into the text. We should see what the advice is. We should see the circumstance around it, and we should see the rationale behind it as well. So if we can do that with the text over here. So over here is telling you, yeah, in the Arabic, yeah, to be wary of them, okay? To be on your guard of them. And who is the them? The zinj, okay? Are we going to be wary of the zinj all the time? Is it telling you to be wary? Let me see if I can get some crowd participation. Is it telling you to be wary of the zinj all the time? To be on the guard on the zinj all the time? Yes or no? Just to see if you lot are still awake.
No.
No, we're not just going to be wary of the zinj all the time. But when? When should we be wary of the zinj? Of the female zinj, should I say? It's not even the zinj in total, but the women of the zinj. When should we be fearful of them? The word right here is in marriage. Okay? In marriage. Okay? So in marriage or nikah. Nikah. Right here. So does anybody here know what nikah means?
Nikah. I don't know. What's a nikah? It's like a dowry, no? Is it something to do with marriage?
Yep, something to do with marriage. Let's see.
Proposal or something?
Okay, that's right. That's right. All right. So, all right, cool. So, what does anybody know the rules of marriage? Anybody knows the rules of marriage? What stands out in Islamic marriages?
Oh, I don't know.
Okay. Come on, where's my Muslims at? Where's my Muslims? What can Muslim men do that most Christian men don't have the opportunity to do?
Wow, I'm intrigued now.
Come on, crowd participation, baby. We're trying to learn together. Let me get nothingness on.
Yeah, you should know.
Nothingness. Talk to me, King. No, none of you guys. Rah.
What's your question, bro? What's your
Sorry,
question?
what you say?
So in the Quran, yeah, it allows Muslim men to do certain things in terms of in marriage. Oh, somebody said 4 wives, right?
Yeah.
So you can have like 4 wives, whereas the normal man can't have 4 wives, right?
Right.
Facts. I love that. I absolutely love that. You lot can have 4 rascal wives. Everybody else is just suffering, you know, and just thinking, damn, I want to have more. But anyways,
Bro, the guy's gonna go bankrupt if he goes for 4 wives.
Oh, trust me.
Bruv, mentally bankrupt, bruv. Women might just knock you. Anyways, let me continue. All right. So it says here the occasion when you should be wary of them is in marriage. Okay, so be on your guard in marriage to the Zanj or to the Zanji women. Okay, that is the occasion when you should be wary of them or you should be on your guard. It's not actually against popular belief. It's not telling you do not marry them. It's not actually telling you that. It's not actually telling you don't marry the Zinj. Don't marry the Zanj. It's not telling you that. It's just saying that to be aware, to be wary, to be on your guard when you are married or in marriage, yeah, with them. And now let's get into the why. Okay, and it says here fiha khalq mushawa or mashawa. Does anybody understand what that means? No, I know most of you guys won't. So let me actually talk about it then. So Some people have translated this to mean distorted creatures. Other people have translated it to mean what's the word? Distorted. What did somebody else say? To say that they're ugly and so forth. Okay. And I'm going to say to you that all of these things here are wrong. They're all wrong. Maybe in like modern Arabic, this might be right. Okay. But we're actually talking about classical Arabic and what it actually implies. Okay. What does it imply? Does it imply that somebody is physically ugly? Does it imply that they're intellectually ugly? Does it imply that their disposition, or does it imply something about the disposition? My argumentation is say that this has nothing to do with the bodily aspect of things. Okay. It has nothing to do with the bodily aspect of things. And I've already gone through the reasons as to say why I don't believe it has anything to do with the body. It can definitely have something.
Question, or when you're done, so I'll ask you a question.
Yep, go ahead. Afterwards? Yep. All right.
Yeah, okay. All right.
So, and I was also saying that, yeah, it could literally mean to do with your intellect or your disposition. That's the only two, the inner workings, okay? It's the inner workings. And the inner workings will let you definitely know, because if we judge a person based upon their, what's the word? Their taqwa and their akhlaq, okay? Keyword, taqwa and akhlaq, khalaq, okay? Their akhlaq. We are realizing that we judge them based upon their character or their disposition, okay? And we see over here that they're talking about the person's disposition, okay? Just like we was talking about earlier on, about the occasion was on giving birth, and the reason why we should be wary or fearing the she-camel is because of her disposition, i.e. her evil temper, okay? So I'm saying this is to do with a person's disposition. What is her temperament, okay? Or what is it talking about here? It's talking about her temperament, it's talking about her disposition, it's talking about her nature over here, okay? And we're going to soon see what it's talking about. So I'm just going to jump down a little bit down here, okay? And this is the word right here, okay? Mashallah, okay? Mashallah, okay? This is literally from the Lane's lexicon, and it literally tells you what the word means, okay? Literally tell you what the word means. It says here, can I get somebody else to read, actually? Who wants to do some reading for me? Who wants to do some reading? Nobody's nominating themselves. All right, Christian, you're my go-to guy, my go-to reader, you know. Christian, can I get you to read? No? All right, who else can I get to read then? Mad or Lorenzo? Which one? Get to read then.
Sorry, but I've no glasses at the moment, man.
Oh my God. So I can't get nobody to read. You lot are terrible, you know. All right, cool. Fair enough.
I could read for you if you want.
All right, nothingness. Yeah, let me get you to read. So right over here, we got the word mashallah, which is the same word that is up here, just in case you lot don't see it. All right. And I'm going to get you to read it. Okay. What does it mean? The feminine version of mashallah. What does it mean?
A woman from what is that? From frowning or morose in face. Yeah, so a woman frowning or morose in face.
Cool. Keep on going.
All right. So fond,
foul,
unseemly or ugly in make. Yeah. So.
So it's got another meaning of being foul or unseemly or ugly in make.
So already we know there's a couple of meanings here. So,
that's
and
right.
also beautiful, goodly, and comely.
Ooh, okay.
Damn, bro. Yeah. Yo, do you think Ali was warning guys against some black beauty or something?
Ooh, wait, you're soon gonna know, G. You're soon gonna know. Let's continue.
That excites admiration and approval by her beauty. Damn. That's having two contrary meanings. Oh my God, they're such deceivers since they didn't mention that stuff.
You're damn right. And that's why I always tell you, yeah, it's the translators. Yeah, they're the lying, sinful, deceitful shaitans, them. So, you know, they'll get you all effed up.
Yo, you're getting every insult from their books, bro.
So we see that there is a contrary meaning that's going on here. So literally, this word mashawa has contrary meanings, and we'll find out why it has contrary meanings. Okay, we'll find out what's actually going on. So one moment, yeah, this person could be literally be beautiful, goodly. You know, she excites your admiration and approval by her beauty. She really does. When you see her, and this is the first instant right here, this is why you have to be aware of her, you know. This is why you have to be wary of certain black women. And I'm going to say it as this, especially my Afro-Caribbean women. I'm putting you guys in the same category as the Zingers, yeah, right now. And I'm going to show you guys why in a minute. So first of all, be on your guard, yeah, when you're in a relationship, when you're married to these women, okay? Because why? They're beautiful women. This is why you have to be careful. They're very attractive. They're very comely. When you see them, you're going to be like, God damn, I love that. I absolutely love that. But what can they be made to do? What can they be made to do? She can quickly, in an instant, turn into a woman who's frowning or morose in face, foul, unseemly, or ugly in make. She can quickly change that way. And I'll give you the reason why she will change that way in a hot second. Okay, so this is the contrary or the contrasting meanings it actually has. We're going to pick it up here. And it says here, that smites quickly with the eye, or the evil eye, it says, or that smites people effectually with his and her evil eye. And having an evil eye, this is the other ways that you can look at it as well. Okay, so basically they can have an evil eye, an evil eye, an evil eye. I'm going to keep saying that, evil eye. All right, what is that about now? What is that actually about? What is that about? So for those of you guys that know about the eye, yeah, or somebody smiting somebody with an eye, you know, we have a statement, you know, if looks can kill, this is what it's saying. She has where if looks can kill, but what is it? What is the evil eye? Can anybody tell me about the evil eye? What is that?
Well, basically, I've had enough of that myself, to be honest with you, for my missus, and it's
Well,
just a bit of attitude, basically. You know what I'm trying to say? Just like cutting it at someone, looking you up and down, give you that medicine, basically. You know, the one where you just have to just settle yourself. So that's basically.
Oh, the actual evil eye goes further. It's more or less like a curse. In different religions, they have this. You know, I don't know if you ever seen the hand. They call it Hamza, the hand of Fatima. This is to ward off the evil eye. I don't know if you've ever heard of that. So when somebody looks at you with jealousy or envy or anything like that, they wish bad luck upon you. It doesn't strictly have to come from a female. It's in many different cultures.
There you go. You touched on it just perfectly. It's to do with jealousy and jealousy and envy and so forth. So I'm just going to quickly touch on a few other things here. So it says here, and a man such as is termed a what's the word here? What's that word? Kadora. Pardon me if I've got it wrong. Kadora, which means foul in language, evil in disposition, one who cares not who what he does or says, very jealous, one who does not mix or associate as friends and so forth. Okay, so all this foul stuff, a very evil disposition, okay, is to do with a person being jealous. So for example, his wife was jealous of him. Okay, so a woman is basically talking about women who are very jealous, that their whole disposition can change in a hot second. They can have that beautiful look on them, yeah, but they can just change in one hot second. And I'm putting it down that this is talking about jealousy. This right here is talking about jealousy. And why am I saying it's talking about jealousy? Because we're talking about nikah. It's talking about marriage. Okay, it's talking about marriage. And what happens with Muslim? What can Muslims do? What can Muslims do?
Have 4 wives.
Multiple wives.
They can have multiple wives, right? They can have multiple wives. And we already know that certain black women, yeah, they're not having a bar of that. They're not having a bar of that. They can't stand. Yeah, they can't stand their man having another woman. Yeah. So
can I drop my question before it runs out of my mind?
Go ahead.
Okay, so what I'd like to ask you is this. Let's assume that passage that you read about beware of the black woman, don't take her as a wife, she's ugly, etc., etc. Now, if someone who was not as learned as yourself was to read that, what are the implications of that?
Yeah, that's right. Hold on. Yeah. Before you go there, let me just finish off this, and I'll go there with you. So, so that is what I'm saying it means, okay? And I'm actually going to say that I actually have good grounds for saying this is what it means. Because yet again, I'm going to just jump into some Jahis, okay? And he's talking about the Zanj and the blacks. And it's saying here, the Negro is more jealous of his woman than anything else that God created. Can I get an amen? Can I get an amen? Can I get an amen?
Amen, hallelujah, and praise the Lord.
I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. Yeah, I see certain man them. Yeah, they see a black woman. It's not even their own woman, but a black woman walking the streets with an Asian man or an Arab man or a white man, looking like they want to fight the man, bro. I don't even know. I don't know if you have noticed this before, but trust me.
Well, not about fight the man, but you know what? Shake his hand and slap her. I mean, well, compliment. You know what I'm saying?
And I've seen the same thing, yeah, with definitely with black women, yeah. And if a black man is walking no, it works more with a black woman. Okay. If a black man is walking the streets with a white woman, Asian woman, or another race, what happens? Bruv, they'll be there bitching, bruv, giving the slyest looks on their faces, yeah, to everybody. Like,
that's ignorance, pure ignorance.
It's pure ignorance, yeah. But it's something deep down in our subconscious, yeah, that makes us do these things. Let me just quickly finish it up. I'm not saying it's right or nothing. I'm just simply saying I've noticed it. It says here, and his women are just as jealous and protective of him, as well as being more pleasant than other women. Okay, so yet again, I'm just copying what Jahiz is saying when I was talking about that black women. God damn, they're beautiful as hell, they're pleasant as hell, but they are overprotective and jealous of the black men. So I'm just simply saying that if you read this in a certain way, okay, it's talking about black women being jealous. Okay, it's talking about their character, their disposition. Okay, that they cannot handle a Muslim style marriage where a man can have more than one woman. They're used to having one woman, one man relationships. Okay, and once you start adding extra into the mix, you'll start seeing that negative side of her. You'll start seeing that ugly side of her. You start seeing those frowns, those looks of disgust and contempt. You'll start seeing those evil eyes. She will quickly change up automatically and let you know that she's not the one. That's the way I would read that text personally. But yeah, what was gonna say? Cool. That's one thing, yeah. But I just wanted to jump on a second thing real quickly, because I'm gonna just highlight the I was talking about the Nubians and the racism. Okay, and let me just quickly highlight the racism that our brother Shemrani, or racial prejudice our brother Shemrani was showcasing, but he doesn't realize it. Okay, it says here, this is on the chapter of marriage, and it talks about here, okay, you must not buy anyone from Al Sudan. Actually, in the text, it doesn't actually say this, but let's just continue like it does. Okay. But it basically saying, like, in terms of marriage, paying bridal prices and whatever the case is, you shouldn't, buy or purchase or marry or whatever the case is, or get into a relationship with a person from the blacks, basically the Sudan, the blacks. But if you must buy, then buy from El Nuba. They are of those about whom Allah most majestic, most glorious. So it's telling you, is giving you a recommendation to not do something. It's talking about the occasion, and it's giving you the reason. So I want to see if you lot can spot all three of those things. So the first one is, you must not buy anyone from Al Sudan. This is what its recommendation. But if you must buy, then buy from Al Nuba. They are those about whom Allah most majestic, most glorious has said, of those who have said, we are helpers, we took a covenant from them, then they forgot the share of what they are reminded. However, they will remember that share, and they, a group of them, will come out with the rise of Al-Qaim with divine authority from us. Okay? So, let's see. My Muslims, do you understand the context of this? I want to go to my Muslims first. Do you understand the context of this? Be careful, because you may just have a racial prejudice on. Go ahead. Go ahead, Joe.
Saracen.
Huh?
Can I speak to Saracen?
No, I want you to answer this question. Do you understand what this is talking about?
Yeah, can you repeat the question, please?
So basically, we read out that you shouldn't marry or you shouldn't buy those from the Sudan or from the blacks, okay, except the Nubians, okay, for they were mentioned in the Book of Allah. When Allah made mention of this, that we are the helpers and so forth and so forth, and they have something divinely authority that's going to come from us and so forth. So do you understand why they're saying do not marry from the Sudan? And if you are going to marry from the Sudan, marry those of the Nubians. What is the context of that?
All I know is the Prophet taught us to marry anyone.
Sorry?
No racism.
Say again? The Prophet taught you to marry anyone.
Yeah, like, as long as they're Muslim, you can marry anyone. So I don't really understand your question.
Perfect. Okay. It's not as long as they're Muslims. There's only a group of people that you are allowed to marry. There is only a specific group of people that you're allowed to marry, and everybody else you're not allowed to marry. Do you know the context? Do you know that?
Nah, I don't.
Okay. So let's see. Nothingness. What are the groups of women, okay, or religions that you're allowed to marry into?
The Christian, the Ahl al-Kitab, basically,
Muslims, Christians,
the Christians.
Okay, I think two people speaking at once. Say again. Say them again.
The Jews and the Christians, the Ahl al-Kitab.
Muslims.
Yes. So those who are mentioned in the book. Okay. So, hello. So yeah, those who are mentioned in the book. So from those who are from the Ahl al-Kitab, okay, those are the ones you can marry. The Jews, the Christians, the Sabians, even the Muslims, and so forth. You can marry off this bunch. But anybody else who are polytheists, you cannot marry. For those people who fall outside of it, you are not supposed to marry. You're not allowed to marry. Okay, so some people would interpret this verse as being racist, when in fact, you have to look at the social context, what was going on at the time. Okay, most of the blacks during that time period were considered to be outside of the people of the book. They were considered to be polytheists or whatever the case is. They were not part of the people of the book. They were not Jews and Christians and so forth. But who were the Jews and the Christians and so forth? Okay, we clearly know that the Nubians, according to this report, are those who were part of the book. They were considered to be the Christians. We are the helpers, or we are the, I believe that's in the context to do with, I believe that might be into the context to do with Jesus and Christianity, the Ansar Allah and so forth, the aiders of Allah and so forth. So we know that you can marry these groups of people, not because of their racial look, not because they look like Caucasians or anything like that, as Shimrani was trying to, allude to or infer inside of his speech. No, it's got nothing to do with that. It's to do with their piety, their being closest to God or being closest to Allah. Okay, you're only allowed to marry from an Islamic point of view Jews, Christians, and Muslims, or Ahlul Kitab. These are the individuals you're allowed to marry. Everybody else, you are not supposed to marry unless they have converted into your religion.
You have a problem with that?
Go ahead. Sorry? Did you say something?
I said, do you have a problem with that?
Do I have a problem with it? No, that's good. That's good. Muslims should only marry their own people and leave everybody else alone. I got no problem with that. Okay, but unfortunately, some people
Yeah, but it's not skin color. Anyone can be Muslim.
That's right. Anybody of any skin color can be a Muslim. Okay, but this particular verse or this particular statement, okay, which is something that I don't even need to actually back up at all, is talking about a context where people were trying to marry people, and the surrounding areas at that time period had all different groups of people who were non-Muslims, and the questions were asked about marrying into the people of the Sudan or marrying into the blacks, and they were simply told, nope, you're not allowed to marry those ones because those ones, you know, are technically polytheists, but the other ones that you can marry are the Nubians because they're not polytheists, they're part of the Christians and so forth. So you can marry anybody of any race, any color, any ethnicity and so forth, as long as though they are people of the book. And this is what this hadith is trying to infer, rather than the racial presumption that most people are trying to attribute to the book itself. And I'm going to stop there because I'm spending too much time having to justify text that I don't really need to try to justify. They're not my text full stop, but I'm actually just spotting where people actually have a racial bias and they don't even understand. They have racial prejudices and they don't even understand. They're talking about, the scripture is talking about, let me just make sure I bring up you know, Shimrani yet again, so you lot can see what I'm talking about. Let me just quickly do it. Let me quickly do it.
No, but
So,
Kalam, you debunked him completely, bro. You went from the deformed explanation that he gave that they had physical defects, and you even said why that, you know, you should beware from marrying them.
That's right. That's right. But I just want to highlight a little bit further so you lot can hear what he's saying. You know, let's just hear what he's saying.
Just one more thing. And now guess how many of the imams, because they go accuse us of being racist when our imams, alayhum salam, yeah, when our imams, alayhum salam, many of our imams marry black people. Yeah, miskin, you don't know your own religion. You don't know your own religion. You just pick up, and let alone this Kemet guy who just parrots what they feed him. First of all, not all, let alone many of the imams had black mothers. 2 at best. Some say 3, but it's 2. Ar-Rida is said to have a Nubian, you see? Not a Bantu, not the original people of Zanj. Remember, the imam said, do not marry any from them. Only marry Nubians. And Nubians are southern Egyptians and northern Sudanese. They are these more light-skinned and with European features. So the imams didn't like the so-called proper black features, what some may say. I'm not saying that, but you can tell the racism in the narration. Why? Because the imams made an exception for a black-skinned people who very much look similar to Arabs and are slightly lighter skinned, like the Nubians, who look like the Habasha and or similar to the Habasha and to the Somali people and so on. So only 2 of the imams, Ar-Rida is said to have.
So again, I'm just highlighting here. This is his reasoning. His reasoning is, yeah, the imams is telling you can marry the Nubians simply because they are of a lighter skin complexion. They've got Caucasoid features and so forth. No, my brother, that's not the reason. The text themselves, you can read the text. The text is telling you that's not the reason. Not based upon the color, the description of the people, is based upon their taqwa, is based upon their reverence to God. It's telling you marry them because they are mentioned in the book of Allah. They are Christians. It's got nothing to do with the physical description of them. And even in that video itself here, I literally showed an image here of Nubians. I literally went there and I said, hold on, what do you mean Nubians have got Caucasoid features? Do you know the Nubians of the time frame? Do you know what they look like? You're now looking at Nubians of modern time periods. Yeah, modern time periods. Yeah, the Nubians were very dark skinned, very robust features. All you have to do is go to the British Museum right now. Yeah, look, you just look at the pharaohs of the Nubians. Yeah, I even showed. Where is it? I was showing some images. I was like, fam, Like, please miss me with that. You don't have to go back into the Black Treaty. You don't have to go back into those things there. This is a marble portrait of a Nubian denizen, or someone who lives in Nubia, 120 to 100 BC. This is how these individuals looked like. All you have to do is go into Islamic text and it will show you what they look like. They were very strong, robust featured individuals, black skinned individuals, curly, very tight, curly haired individuals. Just have to go into the text themselves and they will describe the Nubians to you. It wasn't the Nubians that you see today. The Nubians that you see today is the admixture of the Arabs coming in and marrying into these people. That's the admixture. That's the later, rendition of these people. And even still, the Nubians. When we're talking about Nubians is not even to do with, the people in it's people to do with in Sudan itself. These are the Nubians, the people of Dongala and those regions there. These are the Nubians that's in reference to when you're going back into the ancient Arabic geography of the location. These were dark-skinned, black-skinned people that are, black. I'm not even me myself. Like I couldn't even be considered a Nubian. My features aren't even as pronounced as most Nubians. My skin is not even dark enough to be considered as a Nubian. But anyways, I digress. Go ahead, G. Who wants to jump in?
Yeah, Kalam, can I say something? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Yeah. Okay, cool.
Yeah,
basically, I've got to speak to Haq, yeah. So I've got to speak to, I'm critical of certain narrations within our Sunni tradition, yeah. But equally, I think it's important that people know about the sources that have been quoted from. So this is a main Shia book called Al-Kafi. Yeah, it's there that are so called to the Imams. But people need to know the history of the book, and a lot of Shia scholars and academics will 100% agree with me on this. In regards to these narrations, a lot of them, in fact, most of them don't have a solid chain or narration, or what we call that goes back to Ali Salam radiallahu ta'ala anhu, so there's a lot of doubt. When Ibn Taymiyyah had a debate with, I think it was Alama Tusi, I might be wrong on that one, but he had a debate. They were having a discussion, and it was at this point that there were, when Ibn Taymiyyah said, and this is a medieval debate, he said, "Look, how can you prove your narrations?" So it was after that the chain of narrations that a lot of the Shia books started to have get them. The problem with Al-Kafi is a lot of the Al-Kafi had a break for about maybe 300 years plus. So after the Shias believed that the last Imam went into occultation, he's going to return at the end of time. But so for 300 years, there was a break in the chain. No one knows, and all sorts of narrations got into Al-Kafi. So it's really, really important that we highlight that. From a previous show, you may have, I did a show about black people around the Prophet ﷺ, and the color around that. I also mentioned at that time that, you see pictures of Sayyidina Hussein alayhi salam and stuff, and you see him as this pale-skinned white man, because the Persians who took over, especially the Bani Abbas, and people who followed, they changed the color, the color scheme, which is what you were talking about earlier. They changed the color scheme. Suddenly, Islam became this white kind of religion, according to some people, because of, and all sorts of narrations were put in there. We know there's racist hadiths that were added. We know there's racist Muslim historians, people who justified slavery. And these sort of narrations found in the books, be it Sunni or Shia, helps to justify that. Because a lot of people don't think deep enough. They don't think, oh, where's the narrations coming from? If the Imam said it, or if the Prophet ﷺ said it, that's it. That's enough for us. They don't think academic. So it's a way to brainwash people and justify oppression.
Yep, 100. All right, let me get everybody in, man. Let me get everybody in. I'm going to be in the comment section. So if you've got any comments for us or questions for us, drop them right now. J Boogie, I see you getting it in, family. And let me shout out, who was it? Ultra Funky. Ultra Funky, shouts to you. I believe I checked out earlier on that you done a super chat, what's it called, donation. So shouts out to you guys who are donating, who are steady donating to the GoFundMe that's down below, and the PayPals and the super chats. Thank you, because trust me, you guys are literally keeping
Bro,
these
can I
shows
ask
running.
a question?
Who's that?
Can I ask you a question?
Go ahead, Joe.
Is it okay if I ask you a question?
Yep, go ahead.
How much money do you make from YouTube?
Not enough.
All right.
Any serious questions? Okay. All right. So yeah, let me open it up.
Joe's a troll. Kalam, just to let you know, Joe's a troll who's been running up his mouth in chat. So I said, come on, I'll come on the show. He wants to defend Omar. No, he wants to defend Omar, the racist guy. I said to him, if you want to defend Omar, this is time and see. We come on the show. Let's see. He wants to ask me why I put the smack down on Omar, why I shut Omar down.
Can I ask Cyrus a question?
Yeah, no. So, do you think what Omar's doing is right, bro? Do you think to call people niggers and baboon worshippers, do you think that's right in Islam?
Can I reply?
Yeah, go for it.
Is it okay to call someone a Wahhabi in front of thousands of people when you don't even know if they're Wahhabi or not?
He's a Wahhabi, bro. I'm speaking.
Yeah, he is a Wahhabi, bro. Well,
what's your proof?
The fact that he praised Abdul Muhammad ibn Abdul Wahhab in a previous video that you can find on content.
But he doesn't know. He even said himself that he doesn't follow Wahhab.
Do you think Wahhabis call themselves Wahhabis, bro?
They call themselves Shia, like you.
What?
So being retarded. It's like,
I'm not being retarded. No. I'm asking him a question. Because it's important that we deal with these things. There's no need for aggression. There's no need to threaten me. You're going to come and you're going to deal with me in the speakers. Come, let's deal with it now. Let's deal with it on an academic level. Let's see your levels of intelligence. Yeah. Come on.
Were you being intelligent when you told Omar that his breath stinks?
Well, he did stink, bro. I'm not lying. I'm being 100% real with you. His breath stunk.
What did the Prophet say?
Oh, Mr. Joe, can I ask you a question?
Yeah, go for it, my black brother.
As soon as we're talking about racism here, do you think Mr. Omar is a racist?
Is that to Joe?
Yes, to Joe, yeah.
Exposed, bro.
No one exposed it. I rate Joe for coming on, bro. You know what? A lot of people run their mouths in the comment. At least Joe's come on. Let's just have a discussion, like a brother. Come on. He's asking a question to you, Joe. Go on.
All right. And everybody, can I get you guys to keep your mics muted? If you want my attention, just keep muting your mic for about 3 times, and I will be alerted by the fact that you want to come on. All right, Joe. There's a question that's been asked to you. Can I get you to come on and answer? Just unmute your mic.
Yeah, can I answer?
Yep, go ahead.
I think Omar's a bit childish, but I don't think there's enough proof to call him racist. Just saying the N-word doesn't make you racist.
Really? So, do you hear children using the N-word?
I use it sometimes, but that's because I got black friends.
So you've got black friends and you use the N-word. Well,
but there's two types, isn't there? There's like N-I-G-G-E-R and N-I-G-G-A.
I'm black. You don't need to tell me. I'm black. I can tell you. Okay. You're here on this live stream telling me and everybody else that Omar is not racist. Is that what your proposition is? Is that what you're trying to put forward?
Is it racist to say someone worships baboons?
Okay, it's racist to call someone the N-word.
It depends.
You see, Mr. This is the issue. This is the issue I have. Okay, the inability for certain Muslim individuals to call out another Muslim individual when they're wrong. Okay, and this is exactly the issue we're having.
I'll call Saracen out for being wrong, and he's Muslim.
Well, no, you can't even call out Omar when he's using racist terminology towards a black person, using the N-word. Okay, you can get arrested for using the N-word. So don't tell me it's not wrong, it's childish. Okay?
Childish.
I beg your pardon?
It's childish.
Callum, talk to this guy. I can't hear this guy too
I
tough.
want to know what I've said that's wrong. I want to know what I've said that's wrong because you've come on the show for me. I respect you, Joe, but at least you've come on, bro. At least you're not running up your mouth like that. You come on, bro. Let's have a discussion. What have I said that's wrong? Why haven't more Muslims confronted Omar?
All right. Before you lot go at it, I was going to ask the brother a question. So, Brother Joe, do you think using the N-word, as in Nigger, as being racist? Yes or no?
If said in a malicious way.
Okay. So was Omar saying the N-word in a hostile way or an endearing way?
He said it in a few videos. So which video you're talking about?
In all the videos have you seen, has he said it as a term of endearment, or is it in a term of love, or was he saying it in a term of actually in a form of hatred, in a form of being hostile, in a form of actually disparaging another individual?
I mean, when you look at his face, I mean, he's got like a smile on. He's got like, I think he's just trolling. I mean, trolling and being racist are two different things.
So
I don't think he was being racist towards you. I think he was just trying to troll you.
When he was saying the N-word,
your skin.
When he was saying the N-word, was he being hostile or was he being friendly?
He was probably being hostile, but he wasn't being malicious, if you know what I mean.
He wasn't being malicious. Let's just say, if I called you a dirty, filthy, I don't know.
Pakistani, by the way.
Yeah, there you go. Would you think that's me being racist or being friendly and childish?
What if you call me a Paki?
No, I'm saying if I called you a dirty, filthy Pakistani, would you take that as being me being friendly or me being hostile to you?
If you said it in, say, if we were having like an argument and you said it, then I'll probably say it's racist.
Okay.
But if we were like just two mates, just like talking, and you said it as like banter, then it was just a joke.
Okay, so you've seen the relationship that I have with Omar. Are we friends?
I don't know. You're always smiling when you're next to each other. Like you got smiles on your face. You're having banter.
Okay, so I'll tell you this now. Omar is not my.
And you call him uncle as well.
Omar is not my friend. Okay, Omar is not my friend. So I want to know. Okay, do you think this is him being friendly to me by saying that I'm not a human? That blacks aren't humans. They are, blacks are.
He said blacks are not humans.
Yep, blacks are not humans.
I've never heard him say that, and I've seen like every single video he's in.
Yeah, that's in the video with what's his name? Black Dunya. Black Dunya clearly says on the video he took it out because it can be perceived as racist, and he deleted it, and he said that black people are not humans.
I mean, if he said that, then yeah, that's definitely racist. That's definitely racism.
Okay. All right. So if he said that,
but I think you're lying. I don't think he said that.
Condemn him.
Black people human, then that's definitely racism. But just saying the N-word, that don't make it
racist. So condemn him then.
I condemn him for saying that black people are not human.
We got there in the end then.
But you gotta remember, English ain't even his first language.
What's the difference between me and you now, Joe?
Him saying black people ain't else.
Joe, what's the difference between us?
Huh?
I did it maybe in a heated way. Yeah, I accept my approach could have been different.
But you made a fool out of Islam though, so
what's that? He called me, bro. He's been calling me a kafir for time. Bro, he's been calling me a kafir for time. So of course, if someone calls you a kafir in Islam, you're allowed to say, no, I'm not the kafir, you're the kafir. That's That's what our scholars have said. So
You know, we were watching
and let
that
him
video
insult my
at
mom?
uni.
Remember, he's calling me son of a mutta. What's that, bro? You know what that means.
Tarzan, we were watching that video. You know
What's
that
that?
video of you confronting him? We were watching that at my uni.
Yeah.
And everyone in my class said that you're a dickhead for what you did.
Who said that? So instead of confronting, look, you just admitted this guy, Omar, bro, you don't know the full facts. I go to the park, Kalam goes to the park. A lot of the people who know Omar, yeah? He's been saying racist, disgusting abuse that's disrespectful to not only any human on a human level, it's wrong. But the N word is a loaded word. You don't go there. Yeah, first and foremost. Secondly, yeah, he's a Muslim. He's supposed to act better.
You know how many times that...
One second, bro. I'll let you come in. Let me just finish what I'm saying, yeah? The second thing is, if you're a Muslim, bro, you shouldn't be acting like that, right? Thirdly, he's a bad influence on a lot of the young Muslims out there, right? And I've watched, just like you, I've watched months after months and no one said anything to him because he hides that I'm old. That's not acceptable, bro. And rather than calling him out, you're calling me out and you're threatening me, I'm coming to the park on Blood Sunday. Bro, come. I don't really care about that, but let's think about your actions. Think about what you're saying to me. You're calling out the wrong guy, bro. You're calling out the wrong guy.
Okay, but can I reply to that, though?
Yeah, go for it, bro.
Because I can see in the chat that Sarah's in the chat now. And I've not once seen you condemn Sarah for being racist. And Sarah has said many times that he thinks black people are superior to all other races.
I've condemned Sarah on TV before, bro. I've condemned Sarah. You asked.
Have you?
I don't think done it. I've condemned loads of people, bro. I stick to principles.
Machines.
Yeah,
Callum's not once condemned Sarah for being
racist. Doesn't mean that
racist.
it's not true.
But do you agree, though, Callum has not once ever condemned Sarah? Say that again?
Bro, if you haven't seen it, does that mean it's not true? But yeah, anyway, Sarah has said, I'm your father. Yeah, I'm going to be very honest with you, yeah?
So Sarah's saying that I'm lying right now, but Sarah's said on multiple occasions that he thinks black people are superior to white people and that black people are gods. So I don't know why he's lying right now.
He believes that, bro. He believes that. Yeah, he believes
but
that.
Why in Callum then Sarah? He's calling me a lying cunt now. See, look at the respect. Sarah, man, be respectful, bro.
Okay, bro. Let's forget Sarah. I've asked you a question. Yeah? I've just told you what Omar has done wrong, and I don't want you to avoid that. Why are you calling me out? Why aren't you calling Omar out? Let's stick to that.
Because I used to watch your videos, and I actually thought you were an alright guy. Like, you seemed really knowledgeable. And then I saw that one video. Oh, damn, this guy's so rude to his elders. Like, respect your elders, bro.
I accept my approach could have been better.
Hold on, Tarson, before you go in, my G, just get guys to mute your mics because, you know, obviously I stepped away for a hot second, okay? And I heard that Sarah's name was mentioned and my name was mentioned, and it's gonna be looking mad weird, yeah, if you lot said something about Sarah and I didn't address it. And so I'm going to have to ask you guys, what did you guys say? And let me just address that.
I'll let Joe say it, bro. Joe say it.
Yeah, I was just saying that everyone seems to love condemning Omar for his racism, but Sarah's been racist multiple times in the park. He said black people are superior to all other races. He thinks black people should get special treatment. He said black people are just better than other races. And not once have you ever condemned him, Callum?
This is what I need you to do, yeah? Okay, I'm a man of my word. Okay, I want you to find me a video that Sarah said that, and I'll condemn him. But I guarantee you won't be able to find the video.
I'll find it right now.
But let me never do my guarantees, you know, yeah. But I'm 90% sure, yeah, that Sarah has never said those words there. So let's just see.
He hasn't. He said, I'm your father. He said, I'm your father, or something like that. But he's never gone around and said, like, got to be fair. He hasn't said, I'm superior because I'm black.
That's it. So if you cannot, and let me just do this, yeah. If you cannot show where Sarah has done those things, okay, in this live stream today, I'm going to need you to come on here and apologize for slandering Sarah's name.
because as long as you put forward a claim that
Yeah,
is
no problem.
hold on, listen. As long as you put forward a claim that's unsubstantiated against another person that may have a negative impact upon them or their business life, it is considered as slander. Okay, so if you cannot do that within
Kalam,
the show,
But
I'm
hold
going to need you
on.
to apologize.
he said
Hold on.
he's
Saying
going to
African
show the
people is not
video.
being
Let him show the
racist.
video first.
Islam.
Let him show the video first, and then we'll find out. Joe,
I would
you
never
said
slander for no reason. Hold on. I would never slander for no reason. In my religion, it's a massive sin to tell a lie about someone. It's something like on Judgment Day that
I think
you'll
you
be called out
made a
on.
mistake.
I
I think you
wouldn't say
made a
this stuff
mistake,
if I wasn't
honestly.
completely sure.
You're prepared
Say
to
that
lie
again?
about Omar, though.
Oh, what did I say? That was a lie?
That he wasn't racist.
Because I didn't think he was racist. I didn't know about him saying black people aren't human. I was
Buddha,
ignorant to
it's
the
not his
difference.
fault in one way. You know what, bro? You know what it is? He's a victim of the propaganda that happens on the park. And I'm really glad he's come on the show, bro. I rate him for coming on the show because you know what happens, bro? This is exactly what happens around the country. You get people who control Muslim brothers. Joe, I'm going to be real with you, bro, because I'll tell you straight. There's a lot of propaganda that goes on. There's videos
Hey,
that
you
go
call me
on.
by
There's
my real name, by the way.
What's that?
My real name ain't Joe.
What's your real name?
Okay, I'm going to finish my point. My point is that there's people who manipulate things. Others got radical titles out there. In the section, they'll flood, say, and start twisting, and people get influenced when they don't know the full facts. There's a lot of speakers' corner that you won't see. You cut videos out. There's people who edit videos. And some of it, they make it look good, they're not, bro. And we've got to be just. You know, I don't know our prophet to be just, bro. And you got to have principles in it's important, bro.
Yeah, I'm just saying that you gotta condemn both sides. You gotta condemn Sarah as well for his racism.
Wait, Joe,
didn't
you say you were gonna bring
condemn both sides?
Joe, bring the evidence before you could say you condemn both sides. Bring the evidence that Sarah said that, you know, blacks are superior and stuff like that. And then continue talking.
So, Joe, are you going to bring that evidence?
Yeah, you want me to give you the title of the video?
But it's not racist, though.
Wait.
We don't want the title. Bring us the title and bring us the passage. Tell us the timings. If you don't want to share the video, Kalam might put it on screen for everyone to see.
It's so funny how everyone loves to defend Sarah. Like you're all jumping at the opportunity to defend Sarah right now. So funny.
Bro, it's not. It's just whenever you say something about someone, bring your evidence if you are truthful.
Yeah, it could be lying.
You know,
so where's the video?
There's a lot of
Joe,
stuff out there.
Joe, let's leave Joe for about 2 minutes. We're gonna give Joe another 2 minutes to find the video. Okay, and we'll give him an extended time based upon extenuating circumstances if he cannot find the video in the next 2 minutes. So let's leave Joe alone for now. I'm gonna mute his mic, and we're gonna just talk about other things, and then we'll give a countdown to see, you know, if he's found that video. All right.
But saying African people are superior is not racist.
Okay, you're right. Saying African people is superior. Saying white people is superior, saying Asian people is not superior, is not actually racist. You are right. You are right. What's the second part to it that makes a person racist?
Bigotry, hatred.
That's right. So basically having a prejudice or discriminatory or being or acting out on it or being discriminatory and so forth makes one racist. That's right. That's just the first half.
The difference between the truth and being racist.
Sorry?
There's a difference between the truth and being racist.
Okay, I hear you. But anyways, let's just keep it flowing. Any other topics that we want to discuss?
Yeah, so Callum, if I could go back to my question, in regards to what you was reading out earlier on, let's assume that somebody who's not as learned as you was to read that. What are the implications of that person reading that?
Yeah, the implications is going to be simply as what's call it? So a non-Arabic speaking person who does not understand the classical Arabic, reading that could possibly believe that black people are. Could they believe that black people are ugly and distorted? I doubt that. What it could do is make them.
The point I was trying to make, they would deem it as racial, yeah.
Yes, they could potentially deem that as racial if that's the way that they start.
Yeah, that's all I wanted to make.
Yeah, definitely. And let me just put this out there as well. Just because you see me, backing up this particular point, it doesn't exempt I don't believe she is in history, okay, have never been racist, or their scholars have never been racist. I'm pretty sure if I go through their
definitely
their literature,
you will find.
I'm pretty sure I will find racism inside of there, or some type of supremacist ideology inside of there as well. Okay, miss me with all that. It's just human nature. I put it down to certain humans and their nature to be a certain way inclined. Okay, there might be some tribalisms going on. There might be some Arab supremacy going on. I know I can find that throughout Islamic literature, regardless of Sunni or Shiism and so forth. But when it's being attributed to Ali, I'm gonna have to say hold up on that one day. I'm gonna have to say hold up on that one day. And why I'm gonna say hold up on that one day is because you're including my name in it. Otherwise, I would leave it alone because it's not technically my fight. I shouldn't be having to fight fights. It's not my fight like that. But the moment that you make mention of Ali, and I have a small little affinity with Ali, and you put my name in it, that's when there's going to be a problem. Otherwise, I'll just let my Shia brothers just deal with these types of topics. Or if it's Sunni Islam, I'll let the Sunni brothers deal with these types of topics and so forth. But you put my name into the mix, therefore I actually have to tell the truth. Because I know a lot of my non-Muslims individuals be like, "What, Kalam? Why you backing up the Islamic argument for though?" Like, no, fam, don't do that. So I have to tell the truth at times, innit? I'm compelled to tell the truth, okay? Because they made mention of me.
You talk about telling the truth. Sorry, hold on, Mr. Whoever that was. Talk about telling the truth, Callum. You see, one of my main issues with the whole speaker's corner and all this kind of things going on here, right, is the reluctance for Muslims to come up and rebuke and ridicule when they see something wrong. The truth is the truth. The guy is racist. You don't have to be a brain surgeon to find out the guy is racist. Just listen to his video. Look at the way he uses words. Okay, and for someone to come on here and try and justify that person and be reluctant to rebuke him, it's a sorry state of affairs. I'm sorry to say.
But you know what would be funny though?
It's worse. It's having a go at me for ridiculing an idiot, a racist idiot.
Absolutely.
And it should be more Muslims. I didn't even want to do that, bro. It should have been done months ago.
He should be coming on there and saying, that's exactly what needs to be.
I got a question though. I wonder, if I was jamming with what's his name? Tommy Robinson, yeah? And we were smiling, whatever the case is, yeah? And he said, "You house nigga." Or he said, "You nigga," or "You dirty filthy."
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. A lot of people don't start to say
that's racist. That's plain racist.
Regarding the video.
So now you brought Tommy Robinson up, Callum. Given what you've just heard and just what you've just read out and everything you've covered over the past hour, do you not see the racism in Tommy Robinson?
Okay. So, again, I would say this. Everybody, has been pinched, or suffering from one form of racism, one form of supremacy or another. Okay. And I would tell you straight up and down, Yeah, Tommy
Bro,
Robinson,
the videos now.
just like yourself and like everybody else, regardless whether you like to believe it or not, is suffering from that same form of racism. Okay, that's number one. Hold on. But have I seen them actively acting out on that racism that's pervading our system? I would say no. I still would say no. I have not seen him acting out on it. Okay? But I am fully aware. Don't get it twisted. I'm fully aware. Yeah, that we're all suffering from it, including him.
Okay, Kalam, can I send you a video? Can I send you a video of him being racist, bro?
Send
will you
it
say
to
it on
me.
Titan's
I
TV?
don't want to talk about it because again, I'll have to pull you up on it. Yeah. So if you send it to me privately,
yeah.
then it'll be cool. But because you said certain things before in the past, and because you haven't, hold on, and because you haven't shown that video yet, I can say the same thing that I've been saying to Joe, where it's slander. You dig what I'm saying? So if you send it to me, I would say,
I'll send it to you privately.
Jeez, you know what? Saracens got
Put it up. Let's have a
still.
show on Tommy Robinson being racist. And I know me and Buddha would be on that panel, brother. We'll break it down why the guy's racist.
Right, but let me just quickly respond. First of all, Callum, please don't do me the disservice of putting me in the same bracket as Tommy Robinson. I'm nowhere near that degenerate, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
You don't know me, so I don't know how you can say that I hold racial prejudices towards anyone. That's not true at all. This man has done certain things within his lifetime and said certain things within his lifetime that would indicate that he holds prejudicial beliefs or views. Okay, so that's the point I'm trying to make. Everything you said today, if you can understand everything you said today from the hadith you read, you should be able to see that the things that his actions, Mr. Robinson's actions, you should be able to determine from that he holds prejudicial tendencies.
Yeah. So we may have to do a show on that, yeah, where we can, dissect it and see, okay, point number A, did he show racial prejudice here? Point number B, did he show racial prejudice there, and so forth. And if I was to be critical of myself, I would say possibly I've seen one incident where he may have demonstrated racial prejudices. One incident. But even that incident, I'm not even convinced. I can't put it down to say, yeah, that's definitely racial prejudice right there. You dig? I've got one incident.
I saw like
one.
That's fine. You know what, Callum, when you're ready, when Saracen's willing to let the video out and when you're ready to do a show, we'll jump on it.
And that one incident, let me just quickly say that one incident was to do with the African migrant and him punching the African migrant. Okay. In my heart of heart, my emotional reaction alerted me to the fact that, would he have done this to somebody else of another racial categorization? And that's one thing. And but hold on. But again, that's not enough for me. That's just my emotion speaking to me. Okay. But if I had him, but you have to do them experiments. Let's see. If we have an Asian person here or a white person here and they've done exactly the same thing, sorry, a European person here and they've done exactly the same thing, would he have reacted the same way? You have to just test it out. You have to test it out.
Can I talk now?
For example.
In fairness, Callum. Sorry, yes. I'm gonna be fair. I'm a fair guy, yeah. What Mr. Robinson done that day, I don't deem that as racist because if I was in that situation, I would have boxed the guy the same way as well. Exactly. Right? So it's not. I don't think that's a racist move on his part.
No, and that's why I'm saying I don't think it was neither. But I'm saying, was it a racial prejudice move? So, for example, certain people have more privileges than other people. So, for example, if it was a white English person that was there that was just in his face, would he have just strike that person? Or
more than likely,
because he's black?
More than likely.
No.
If you look at the outside McDonald's when he got rushed, he was quite prepared to have a tear up. It's not about color; it's about someone. Do you know what I'm saying? In those instances, I don't deem anything his actions racist.
Exactly. So I'm just showing you right now the type of the type of reasoning process that goes through me. Like I'm thinking, okay, based upon my emotions, again, remember that's nothing to do with my reasoning. Based upon my emotions, I said, does this have an air of racism to it? Then when I go into my intellect, now starting to reason out and see what's going on and so forth, I would have to say, nah, it doesn't look racist to me. Okay. It doesn't look racist to me, but there is a little voice in the back of my mind saying, "Da, da, 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 da." But at the same time, reason it out, it doesn't appear to be racist to me. So that's why I'm saying there's only one time there is a short little appearance where it can be, but my reasoning says, nah, it's not racism at all, or racial prejudice, or white privileges, or black non-privileges, or so forth. Okay, let me quickly go to Joe quickly, and let's see if he's finally found it. We've given him more than 2 minutes. We've given him probably 12 minutes now. So Joe, what you got there?
Okay, well, first of all, I don't want to hide behind a fake name. Can I give my real name as well?
Yes, go on. What's your real name?
It's Mohin Khan.
Oh, Mohin Khan. Okay, cool. All right.
Videos, and I am willing to apologize.
Sorry?
But not because I don't think he said it, but I can't seem to find the videos.
Okay, so you're willing to apologize for now, yeah?
Because it doesn't exist.
Yeah, because if I can't find the videos, then maybe.
Okay.
No, respect. No. Give the guy respect. Yeah, he's come on. He's changed his tone because it doesn't exist. But you know what it is, Moeen, bro. There's so much propaganda out there, and you've been a victim of that propaganda. So much propaganda. Sarah did this. Sarah said that.
Fake, then.
I don't agree with Sarah, bro. You've seen me on the show. I've disagreed with Sarah. Loads of things, but you gotta be just, bro. And so there's propaganda against me, against Kalam, against their people, bro. A lot of the Muslims that control.
If Sarah is in the chat, I want to apologize for saying that he did say that black people are superior and they're gods, because I can't seem to find those videos. So for now, I will apologize for saying that.
All right. So we're changing one mind at a time. Hopefully, baby. Hopefully, yeah. This is what Times TV is about. Okay, is not to get you guys indoctrinated into one religion or another, or one ideology into another. It's simply to get you guys to think, to be able to rationalize, or to reason. Full stop. Utilize some logic. That's what we're here for, you know.
Excuse me.
You could be whatever religion you like, as long as you utilize it around us. We're gonna respect you.
Excuse
All right.
me.
Go ahead, Professor.
I'm gonna ask you a question. Okay, and it's a serious question. Do you take Rasta seriously?
Do I take Rasta?
Do you take Rasta seriously?
Rasta seriously? Like what, the faith system, or Rastas, or what do you mean?
Yeah, our cultural spiritual system. That's what I meant.
Oh, do I take them? Yeah, of course. It's a culture, right? Yeah. Why not?
Well, the reason why is that when we teach stuff to people, they always think it's a joke. Well, last time I was on this live stream or live chat, yeah, I was talking about the 4 levels of the brain. When I just mentioned that reptilian brain, how we had the reptilian brain as the first of evolution, everyone started to laugh. And it's actually based on 100% fact. It's true.
Yep, that's true.
And everyone started to laugh. And there's literally a book about it. So I'm just wondering, like, does anyone like take our teaching seriously? Like, you're teaching about like Muslim and Islam, but I'm just wondering, does anyone take us seriously anymore?
Yeah, there is
We're just good at smoking weed or just playing guitar for reggae. I mean, not saying in a sense it's bad, but it's like stereotyping, you know? Like there's other things we're good at. Like we're very spiritual, cultural people. We do a lot of things. We do a lot of teaching. Like you can't just push us in smoking weed and playing reggae.
Professor, very interesting question you posed. And I would love to discuss that. I'm not sure that we're going to get time to discover on the live stream, but possibly afterwards. It would be interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What belief are you in?
Buddha.
The one you talk. Yeah. What belief are you in?
Buddhist.
Oh well, just to tell everyone, Rasta is not a religion; it's a culture. In a sense, it's a spiritual culture. We don't technically
That's
believe
fine.
in a God. We don't technically believe in a God. We do kind of teachings about nature and verses. Basically, ancient science is our teaching.
Yep.
Technically, like I said, it's a lot of things you have to learn about. Maybe in the next live stream or something, or later on. I'm not
Ancient.
saying everyone just, you know.
I'd be very interested in having a conversation with you at some point. But I don't want to impose too much on Kalam's show.
Thanks.
All right, cool. So let's move on. Definitely, we should get a little Rasta show going on. Okay, wow, we're on 2 hours plus mark right now. Family, what are you guys saying? What are you guys saying? We haven't actually taken any questions from the comment section. If I can get everybody here to mute their mics. But let's get some comments in from the comment section. And if you've been enjoying the show so far, over 220 people. If you've not been enjoying the show, please hit the like button and let us know that you've been enjoying the show. Let us know. Let us know. Other than that, tag Titans TV for your questions. Okay? Titans TV for your questions and comments, please. All right, I'm gonna wait for you guys.
Kalam, while I'm gonna go in a second, can I just ask you if we could do a possible show where I could make the case that Tommy Robinson is a racist? I'll give you footage, I'll show you videos, I'll give you his breakdown. I've got John Gaunt show, I've got clips from that. You know, it's a full breakdown. I was waiting for him to come Speaker's Corner. I was giving it to him straight, but let's do it on Titans TV. You know, and those reasonable people who are misled by Robinson, I'll tell you how he uses the same Andrew Chowdhury tactics of half-truths. And if you're up for that, and anyone wants to debate me on this, can debate me. If you're a Tommy Robinson fan, if you're come on the show, come on Titans TV, because you'll get the smackdown.
All right, what I would love for you to do first is to inbox me that video. I want you to inbox me that video.
Done.
Okay? Inbox me that video.
You can't do that, bro. Can't do that. It's got to go to everyone, really.
You don't see it publicly, okay? So first of all, okay, in order for me to start up that show, okay, I'm gonna need that video. I'm gonna need some evidence first, okay? Otherwise, we're just talking. So right now, we're just talking, okay? Right now, it's talking. All the views that's been said so far does not represent Titans TV. Even my own views does not represent Titans TV. All right. We got Raza in the building as well. Chesu. All right. Isaac, not Ishmael in the building. Salute, salute. Who else we got in here? Rocky Rog, Vaz, Yassine, and Deep is in the building. Megatron. Hey, yo, Megatron, man. I need you up in here, fam. I heard somebody was talking about Christians or Christianity. I need you up in here to represent. All right. Again, family, if you need to get in contact with us or drop us any questions or comments, tag Titans TV. Faku says, gang, gang, gang. Thank you. I love it. All right. We've got Shay in the building as well.
Get off it now.
We've got Shay in the building. What's good?
Yo, bro.
What's going on, King? Talk to me. All right, I'm gonna wait for you guys, man. You lot start talking, otherwise we're gonna be shutting on the show. All right, we're gonna shut on the show then. Yeah, it's time to shut down the show in the next 5 seconds. So, family, it's been an absolutely great show. I thank you guys for actually tuning in. See, I'm just going to wait a hard second. I thought you lot would be getting mad, like, no, don't shut down the show.
Yo, Kalam, right, are you mad, though?
Huh?
Are you angry, though?
Angry at what?
Because I'm going to, approach. I've been threatening you for the last 5-6 days. How come you ain't mad?
Maybe I'm used to this. My brother Raza said to me earlier on today that, Cal, I think you're desensitized, you know? And I'm like, yeah, for real. I get it all the time, man. I get it all the time. So it's all good. It's better to actually get people to talk with. This is where it's all good, you know. This is what I love. Like actually talking with people, you get to resolve a lot of the issues that, you know, are once harboring in our minds or our hearts. So this is why I love Talk with the Titans, Titans TV. We get to dialogue, we get to learn from each other. and we get to learn about one another as well, which is just,
Don't
you
get me
know,
wrong.
absolutely
I still don't like Sarah. I'm just apologizing for lying about him. I still
no
don't like
problem.
him.
No problem. No problem. You know, we'll work on the second half of not liking Sarah. All right. Times TV. Is education enough to stop the biased reasoning from people? If not, what should Muslims or people do about racism and racist people? Okay. Is education enough to stop the biased reasoning? Yeah. Yeah. Education is enough to stop biased reasoning. Is it biased reasoning? Is that the right way? A biased thought pattern? Yeah, I think education is enough. If not, what should Muslims or people do about racism and racist people? What should Muslims do in particular about racism? I think Muslims in particular should acknowledge their racism and acknowledge that they've been educated in a racist system. Okay, I'm talking about everybody. We all have. Don't, like, again, apart from Buddha, innit? Buddha's the only one who hasn't grown up in a racist system. Nah, I'm joking. I think Buddha, I don't know. Buddha, do you acknowledge that you've grown up in a racist system?
Absolutely. But
so, yeah,
vision to see it, to know not to do it.
Yeah, so Buddha's transcended the racism. You know, I will have to believe that I myself has transcended the racism. But I spot myself falling back into racism at times, or not racism, stereotyping at times. I really do spot myself. And I'm saying, like, I spot black youths walking on the road with hoodies, and I'm like, yo, late at night, yo, and even white youths as well, you know, yo, and I got that uneasy feeling. And that's nothing to do with and sometimes it's not something that you're doing rationally. It's something that is to do with your survival mechanism. You clearly understand that there is a potential threat, but why are you perceiving that potential threat? You have to kind of realize, where is that coming from? Is it coming from the music? Is it coming from the TV, the media, the movies, and so forth? So I think all of us subliminally are still being affected by racism. And I'm saying I am still being affected by racism, prejudice, supremacies, all different types of ideologies being bombarded to me daily. But I'm trying my very best to be a conscious thinker and to transcend all of those things that are bombarding me. And I do acknowledge that sometimes they do creep in, and I'm like, right, where did that come in from? So, you know, I'm just saying we all are grown up in a racist system. And the best way to do it is to acknowledge that we're growing up in a racist system and to actually counteract that racism and identify that we have certain flaws and problems inside of us and work on it until we can deprogram ourselves.
Well, that starts with the education system.
Well, it technically can start with the education system, but we are also being educated outside of the education system
by the state media.
Yeah. So, for example, you yourself, you're no longer inside of the education system, I would assume. Okay. So we now have to take it upon ourselves to set up our own educational institutes or set up our own educational hub within inside of our own house. And hopefully Times TV is one of those educational hubs.
But you've got to become a person. When you become a person, you see, when I'm talking to you or talking to anyone else, I'm being made into a white person. I don't want that. I don't want to talk to you as a black person. I want to talk to you as a person. I'm a person. How much equality can I give you? But why can't you or anyone else give it to me? Because we're stereotyped into thinking like this by the state education system and the state media, which is all licensed, and it reinforces these stereotypings. You know, why is it that I have to say to you, you're my black friend? Why can't you be my friend? Why do I have to have a white friend, a pink friend, a green friend? Why can't you just be my friend?
That's right. That's right. Why can't it be that way?
It can. But we've got to break the system. It's the government that creates us into these divisions. When it was just white people here, in a sense, like
why are you trying to take race away? There is
But
such
you ain't got
thing
race.
as
You got culture.
black and white people. It's okay to say, "Oh yeah, I have a black friend or a white friend." You're saying you shouldn't say that.
No, you got. It's the human race. We're the human race.
No, 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 no.
What makes you a person by being black?
Yes, yes, yes. We are a human race, but we have like different shades of color to
Yeah,
differentiate
different
us.
shades of brown. Different shades of brown. The
I think
human
what
tree is beneath the sun. Some branches are
How are
higher,
we gonna know
some
who's
branches
who?
are lower.
How are we gonna
I
know
think
who's who?
I think Shay was gonna go into talking about cultures. Were you gonna say cultures?
Yeah, culture. That's right, because that's what we represent, don't we? Culture. Now, me, I've grown up on a council estate. My culture is massive. I didn't grow up in the English country garden learning about English people or just white people. I grew up with all people. So all that culture is my culture. And when you or anyone says about old school, remember, I attended the old school. And also, the black issue, like here, the sign on the window with no Irish, no blacks, no dogs. The term Irish at that time was deemed as Black Irish.
Jeez, Black Irish. Okay. Say nada. Say nada. All right. Let me just make sure that we've got everything in because I know I want to shut down this show because it's gone on for 3 hours. That's crazy. We're 3 hours deep. So, family, we've gone way over the time, and I'm going to direct you guys over to the hangout section that's literally down below. Just check the description box down below. And I'm shocked, over 200 people tuned in, yeah, but you lot still don't even love the show. Like, you lot are just hitting the dislike button and you're not hitting the like button. All right, cool. I see you guys in it. I see you guys. You guys not really here to support Titans TV. I've seen it now. Anyways, family, we're going to shut the show down now. And I'm going to ask you guys, for those of you who would like to join the panel and actually have your say and have discussions, because we're going to go until about 5 o'clock in the morning. Please just literally click the link down below. It's got the Hangouts link in the description box. Hit it, come in, enjoy some time with us, and get involved with the dialogues and some debates. Yeah. All right, family tree. Love you guys, and I'll see you guys on the other side.